What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show, another Sports Talk Tuesday, where we're going to talk about, of course, HBO Hard Knocks, the latest episode, but of course, also whatever else is going on in the sports world, namely some NBA updates, and we'll break down whatever else, topics come to mind. I got my boy Key in the building. What's good, bro? What's up?
Appreciate you for having me.
Hey, no problem. Appreciate you for coming. And we got Shaq in the building. What's good?
What's good with y'all?
Hey, nothing much, man. Good to have you, man. Appreciate it. We got a few people already waiting and ready to get it going. So let's get started. So HBO Hard Knocks has been 4 episodes now. What do you think? The Cowboys ain't won a preseason game so far. It don't look like it, there's going to be too much of a difference with the Cowboys this year versus last year, other than Dak is going to be on the team. But they did let Dak throw this week, we saw. Key, what's your thoughts about the Hard Knocks and the Cowboys so far? What do you think is going to happen with them this season?
A lot of people hate the Cowboys. I don't like the Cowboys myself. I don't think they're gonna do as bad as I originally thought they would do. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I don't think they'll make the playoffs at all, but I mean, as far as progression, I think they'll get a little bit better throughout the season. But as far as making it through the playoffs, I don't see that happening this year.
Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, they team, man. One more injury or something. It ain't looking too good, man. Shaq, what's your take on the Cowboys so far with these 4 episodes? What you think about them?
They look good. I think a lot of people that was out with injury, Zeke, Dak, they healthy now. That's a good thing. My only concern with the Cowboys from watching is depth, because that can be a real concern for them. However, man, they got weapons. So, if they healthy, they can make the playoffs. I don't think they're good enough to win the Super Bowl, but they can definitely put some pressure on some other NFC teams. So,
yeah, they definitely got no depth at quarterback, really.
Yeah, that's probably their weakest position outside of linebacker, because we saw coming to the Cowboys, coming to the Cowboys. He was
Kamara. Yeah, definitely. So he didn't got put on his ass damn near every play we seen him in, and he didn't made the team somehow. But they didn't cut everybody else that we didn't watch all season on Hard Knocks, probably, So I don't know. Like, the depth is probably really lacking in that position, but I don't know, man. The Cowboys, it seemed like when this episode kicked off, the first thing they were saying is that because Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, had COVID, then CeeDee Lamb had COVID, and a couple of other people, I think like 5 players had COVID. So they said they doing virtual meetings and cracking down. They want everybody to wear masks. Then it seemed like damn near every scene we saw the rest of the show, nobody was wearing masks. Key, what you think about that COVID protocols and what the NFL is saying about fining people that don't get vaccinated and all that? Is that fair? Is that, inbounds? What's up with that?
I think it's fair, man. It's a lot of people out here that, they're not taking this. They still, even with all this stuff going on around the world, it's like they're not taking it serious. You see, like you said, they're not wearing no masks. Like, it's just like, well, in order for things to get back to normal. Now, I know people have different standpoints when it comes to this vaccine, and that's, however you feel about it is how you feel about it. But as far as looking at, for the majority of the people and trying to keep, be safe for not only just you, but people around you, I don't think it's a bad idea, man. I think the league is right, man. If you don't want to do it, they're not making you do it. So, it's not that they putting a gun to your head and saying, hey, well, you better get this vaccine, blah, blah, blah. They're just saying, listen, if you want to play in the league, you got to get vaccinated. If you don't want to do that, then you can go. It's as simple as that.
And it's crazy how these sports always talk about next man up or doing something for the team. I get that you may have some questions, but the answers are out there, and now they're taking the chance of even forfeiting games if you don't have enough players, or getting fined. I think, how much did y'all know how much they said offhand? I think up to like 15 grand or something. 20
I didn't get the exact number, but I think it's somewhere around that area.
Yeah. So I know these guys making good money. Even the average player make the team making a few $100,000, but still, that's 15 grand thrown out the window though. So I don't know, man. They don't have a problem with next man up and sacrificing for the team, but at the same time, they don't want to do this, and it could cost the team. So I don't know. Shaq, what's your take on it?
My take is I can see both sides. This is how I say now, this is a tough, when it comes to team sports and COVID, that is tough because you want to give the players freedom to think for themselves, right? So if they think a certain way about the vaccine and they don't want to get it, then I think we should wear a mask. I say that. If you're on a team sport, I mean, anything other than that, that's also your decision. But if you're on a team sport,
you're gonna be grabbing people to the ground, breathing on them. You can't wear a mask in the game,
right?
Yeah, but I think that's why it's so tough because, and I think that's kind of why they're kind of want to make it mandatory. I'm not sure is it mandatory?
No, but they pushing it in a way. You can get fined, you can forfeit the game, all kind of stuff. So
see, and I think that's why it's so tough because you kind of are forced to take the vaccine because if you have a personal feeling, so for example, you don't trust the vaccine, so you don't get it, and then you catch COVID, and then your team has to forfeit a game. See, now your teammate's going to look at you that you didn't get it, but that was your personal decision to not get it.
But let me add on to that, Shaq, and I don't mean to cut you off with the
no, you
do. When you say it's a personal decision, you got to realize too, your decision affects people around you. So if you're not getting that, if you're not doing, you're not doing your part, and I'm not saying your part is in getting the vaccine or whatever. It could be as simple as you wearing a mask. If you're not doing your part and you're not willing to do your part to protect not only just yourself but other people around you, your teammates, and like you said, this is a league, so they're gonna be touching, grabbing, tackling, all type of stuff. If you're not willing to do your part, in a way, that's kind of selfish on you because it's like, listen, this doesn't just affect you. This affects the whole league, as a whole. Your teammates, all that. You're gonna get fined. You forfeit the game. It's like, bro, So,
I mean, it's a crazy situation because it's a personal decision, but your personal decision affects others,
right?
On your team. And I think it like this: these guys are pretty much college educated. It's not like the NBA in the sense where most pro football players have been in college for 3 years, a lot of them 4 years, right? So they know how to get information, and I'm sure something like the Cowboys is going to get that information for them. So why do they have questions about the stuff still? The vaccine been out for like 6 months at least, and there's been a lot of people taking it. Now they got to take virtual meetings. There's different situations going on, and it can be avoided. Now, if you do get the vaccine, you may still catch it. That's one thing. But I could see 4 or 5 months ago, maybe still having questions about it. But now I think they should be able to get those answers. What do you think, Shaq? Do you think these guys should? You think that the Cowboys are not providing the answers to their questions about the vaccine or any other NFL team?
I'm sure they are. I know I follow college football a lot, and that's what college football is doing. They're bringing in physicians and doctors, talking to the players about it. Different doctors from different point of views about the vaccine and the pluses to it, also the minuses. So, I get it. that, you know, there's a lot of answers out there. However, you know, there's a trust also, and maybe the players don't trust the information, or they still have answers. I mean, they still have questions even after listening to those doctors. So I think that's why I've been like, that is so tough because that's just
yeah. I mean, I doubt you'll get 100% of anything maybe to do it, but like it's just so ironic in sports how it's always, you know, the next man up, or you know, we a team, or we got each other's back, but then they letting each other down in a way, and not just the Cowboys, but a lot of teams, and it can actually cost them games. Hell, you could forfeit a game. That loss could cost you a playoff spot, and in the football playoffs, you know, it's a one game take all, so you could get hot in the playoffs, like the Giants, for example, and they done and go to the Super Bowl. So you never know how things could go with it, and it's a tricky situation, man. It really is.
I'll say I wanted to add to that. I'll say this, man. Shaq, you mentioned how you know they can go to the doctor and they can you know see the information and still decide not to do it for personal reasons. My thing of it is like you said, Jay, the information is out there. It's there for you to go. You can look at it anytime. You can do your homework. You know, see what it is, check it out for yourself. I just feel like there's people, there's those that they won't even do the research. They'll just say, you know what, I don't want to get it because of government. Oh, I think the government is trying to do this and that, yada. You know, whatever whatever theories they may have, and it's just like, how can you say that you don't even know the information on the stuff that's out here? So if you're not going to trust that, then what are you going to trust? You know what I mean? There's nothing out there for you. There's the information is there. Yeah, if you choose to go on there and see it and then make your own opinion afterward, I respect that more than you just saying I'm not going to get it because of something wild and something that's just like you didn't even do your research before you said that, and now you saying like that's just I just think that's ignorant, man.
However, these are also like but in this case, I think it's I think it's different because these are actually players who have heard it, because team sports, you hear it. They bring in doctors to talk to these teams about it, and then they make that personal decision afterwards. So these are the people, I think, when you talk about team sports like this, these are the individuals that that you spoke of, about the people who heard it, and then they made their own personal decision versus the people who didn't hear it, but then they say, okay, I just believe this. So,
okay. That's some good points right there, man. And it's a hard, you know, situation to be a part of, and you know, these decisions, you know, it's not easy, but they got to do what they got to do, you know, and we'll see how it turned out for them in the end. So here's another thing right here. We was just talking about how they got a depth issue. And Sun Kings just brought this up, which is something I was going to bring up as well. What would be a good option for the Cowboys for backup quarterback? We now know that Cam Newton was just cut. Would he be a good option at backup quarterback for the Cowboys? Shaq, you think the Cowboys should try to run at Cam Newton and bring him on now that the Patriots decided Mac Jones as their starter?
I think he's
similar to Dak Prescott in a way.
Yeah, I think he's worth a workout. I don't think you just bring him on your team, you know, because there's a reason why the Patriots cut him also. So, and if they thought he was good enough, they would have kept him on his team as a backup. You know what I mean? So there's questions there. But I got a ton of respect from Cam. He's an Auburn guy. You know what I mean? I'm a diehard Auburn fan, so I wish nothing but the best for Cam. However, I just think that his career is definitely on the decline. And, you know, I think the Cowboys, if you're talking about backup quarterbacks, they should go out and get somebody young. I don't think, you know, go out and get somebody that can learn with Dak Prescott instead of somebody who's like Cam, who, you know, he's a decent quarterback, but he's not going to win you championships if Dak Prescott goes down.
T-Baby said Cam got some issues. What issues Cam got, you think?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Shaq.
Go ahead. You can both. Shaq, you know.
I thought well, when they released them, didn't they say? I thought I seen some about they released them because of the whole vaccine thing and all this other stuff. I thought I seen some about that. I don't know what the story is 100%.
He went in the COVID protocol.
Right, because I remember they were saying that before preseason started. They said he wasn't going to play any of the preseason games because of the whole protocol stuff. And then I guess, you know, this morning they just like, you know what, forget it. We're just going to go with Mac Jones at the starter. I don't know, man. I never seen it working out. If I'm going to be completely honest, I never seen it working out with Newton and Belichick. That's just, you know, everybody thought that was the old Cam with Carolina and you know, I just never seen it working out with Belichick. As you can see, Belichick and Tom Brady was the best you could get as far as that team, you know, working out and stuff. I think Cam needs weapons. I would say if you brought him to the Cowboys, he definitely deserves a workout, like Shaq said. That would be the best thing. I wouldn't just bring him on there. He's 32 years old, so his clock is running short. His clock is running out. So you know, that would probably be the best bet for Cam right now.
Yeah, they released Brian Hoyer too, but they say they might bring him back. They love some Brian Hoyer.
I don't even think dude is all that good, man.
I don't see how he is. He has a good relationship with them. It's got to be. Yep. I mean, he couldn't even keep the Browns job when they had nobody. So I don't know, but it seems that, you know, it could have been getting rid of Cam Newton because he was also a team captain. He the MVP. He Cam Newton. Getting him out the locker room then made it so that, you know, Mac Jones can now be a captain. And, you know, he don't have to always have, you know, Cam Newton to look over his shoulder and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, maybe it was that though, you know, because you hear it in the NBA all the time. It could be locker room issues, man. They're not getting along with the team well, or coach player problems and conflict. Maybe it was that too. We don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Shaq, you want to add to any of that? I know you like Mac Jones from Alabama.
Yeah, see, that's so it's weird for me to say, man, because, you know, Auburn and Alabama, they're like bitter rivals. Like they're rivals in college football. So when I didn't like Mac Jones last year, I mean, especially not like he threw for, I don't know how much he threw on Auburn last year, but it wasn't pretty for us. So, and then you win a national championship, and no Auburn fan want to see Alabama win a national championship. So, and then he gets drafted by my favorite NFL team. So it's like, I didn't like you, you know, in college, but I love you now, you know, and just let's go win a Super Bowl. So I got a lot of respect for Mac Jones though, because Mac Jones, he's come so far, and, you know, he was hated once, not hated. I wouldn't say hated. That's the wrong word, but he was looked over one time in his career because he was the backup quarterback for Tua Tagovailoa in Alabama. And then there's this 5-star quarterback that's going to start for Alabama this year named Bryce Young. Y'all will know that name in a couple of years. So he come from Cali, you know, and
I know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with him.
He was a freshman last year, and when Tua left, everybody was like, okay, now it's Bryce Young's turn. But Bryce Young and Mac Jones had a quarterback battle, and Mac Jones won out. And not only did he win out, but he was one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best, in college football last year. So, like, beating the odds and not worrying about what nobody say. Down in Alabama, they call that rat poison, where you talk about somebody and try to insult them in a way, you know, but don't worry about that. Block it out and just play football. And he did that, man. So I'm so proud of Mac Jones because he came in and he took on a veteran. Like Cam Newton may be, you know, washed, but that's a veteran though. You know, and he battled him and he won a quarterback battle. So I'm excited to see what they do for him. I think it's kind of what you said, Jay. They just didn't want, you know, Mac Jones looking over his shoulder. You know, they just look him in his eye and say, "This is your job. You are quarterback. You're QB1. Let's go out, lead us. Let's win a Super Bowl."
Yeah, so, and also it's this HBO special about Belichick and Nick Saban being best friends. And they both are in it and they be talking. So they talk and communicate. They even share notes and all of that stuff. So with Belichick, he probably got a lot of inside information on Mac Jones from Nick Saban, which is probably what helped him to pick him up. And then after picking him up, you know, he saw for himself probably what he was telling them. And, you know, I'm going to start talking about, like we always talk about investments on Wednesday with members sometimes. I'm going to start talking on Sports Talk Tuesday about investments, but sports card investments. So, Mac Jones rookie card went through the roof today because if he is now the chosen one by Belichick, he got a chance to possibly be the next Tom Brady in that system. And his cards were going for like $1, $2. I mean, the very special ones, $20, $30. I mean, they quadrupled in one day once Cam Newton is cut, because now he's gonna be the starter. I mean, he may be the starter for the next 10, 20 years. He may never come out. And so I did scoop up a few of my damn self before people changed the prices. So, you know, the Mac Jones cards, you might want to grab some. It might be a safe investment for you one day. Go on eBay and you can put in Mac Jones, get a couple of them Mac Jones rookie cards. And, you know, you're going to be happy if he ends up in the next 5, 10 years looking like the next Tom Brady. And, you know, $20, $30 or $100 of cards turn into thousands of dollars. So, you know, check it out. I damn sure as soon as I heard that he got it, I'm like, I should have bought them cards when Shaq told me about Mac Jones.
Hey, man, if you, like I told you, if you watch college football, you would have known about Mac Jones. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all got to watch some college football.
But a lot of people that ball in college football turn out to be bust in the NFL. And people that you never thought would be that good in college football turn out great in the NFL, because NFL is different than like basketball, whereas where you go matters a lot more in the NFL. You know, you don't think so? You think that matters more where you go where you get drafted matters more in the system you're in?
I think it does, because like you said, like you just said, the system that you're in and the teams around you. Like, I remember hearing that Peyton Manning had called Joe Burrow last year when he was about to get picked up by the Cincinnati Bengals, and he said, "You're the #1 pick for a reason."
Right.
Like, and I think Peyton Manning threw like 20 interceptions his rookie year. You know, so he told Joe Burrow, "You're going to Cincinnati for a reason. It's a reason why Cincinnati's picking you #1. So don't go in here big-headed like you're going to win the Super Bowl, because you're not." I mean, and it takes time. So I think it does. It does matter.
Yeah, yeah. Now, another thing that we was kind of talking about a little bit earlier about the vaccinations, Urban Meyer admitted right here that the, you know, vaccinations is part of his factor in roster cuts. And the NFL Players Association is opening up an investigation about that, because he said he cutting people based on if they've been vaccinated or not. And it says right here, and of course he's new to the NFL and not realizing that these ain't kids that you can bully around. But he was saying that him and the general manager, Trent Baalke, took a player's vaccination status into consideration during final roster cuts. So let me ask you this, Keith, is this fair or foul to take a person's vaccination status into whether you give them a job or not? Or should it just be about their on-field, you know, abilities?
I don't think that's fair, man. No, I know I said earlier, you know, if you don't get vaccinated, and you know the league decides to, you know, you can't play, then that's just what it is. But for him to have his own little thing where he's just cutting people because they're not getting vaccinated, that's something I don't agree with right there, man. I think that's something that, you know, it should be talked about. It should, you know, and it should be a conversation had with your players or whatever about that. But I don't think that should be a decision that he's making, that he should be making, man. It should be, you know, that's a little bit too much for me. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah. Well, what you think about that, Shaq? You think that a player should be able to get cut or not make the team because they didn't believe in that?
I think it's unfortunate. I'll say this is also another topic that I'm 50-50 on, because, you know, before Keith said his point, you know, I was gonna say that's unfortunate, but it's fair when you talk about team sports, because we just discussed it. Like, a positive COVID test can affect your record, can affect your it can play a factor on whether or not you're a playoff team or not. You know, but then on the other side, you say, who's to say that if I don't get the vaccine, I'll get a positive COVID test? Well, who's to say that if you don't get the vaccine, you won't get a positive COVID test? So I'll say that, man, it's unfortunate for the players who he cut who wasn't vaccinated, because, you know, I'll say it's foul. Yeah, I'll go and say it's foul.
If you was a fringe player and you was about to make the team and they said, we think we gonna cut you because you didn't get vaccinated, would that incentivize you to get vaccinated, or will you go ahead and not make an NFL team?
Well, I'm assuming that, or at least hopefully, I'm assuming that the players that did not get vaccinated, it was a personal decision. You know, so I'm thinking
being unemployed.
Yeah.
What's your personal decision on being unemployed?
But I'm saying, if you got cut because you didn't get a vaccination, and then you say, well, I want a job, so I'm gonna go get a vaccination, that's a bit of a coward move, I think.
So.
Yeah, I think so, because, you know, but it's also, but I see if you didn't get the vaccine because, like he said, you never studied, and then, you know, then you get cut, and you say, you know, I need to study this, and then you find out, you listen to some doctors and be like, okay, I think it's safe for me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get the vaccine, and then you get a job. But I think it's a coward move if you say, okay, I'm not gonna get a vaccine because this is my personal belief, and then when you get cut, you say, you know, I'm gonna go get the vaccine because
maybe your personal belief is you don't believe in being broke.
That too.
Key, if you was that player and then you realize you about to lose your job, would that maybe change your mind?
No, I wouldn't. I'll put it like this, man.
Or would you be considered a sellout?
I'll put it like this. No, I never consider myself a sellout. I'll put it like this, man. I'm always, when it's something like this, when something as serious as this, and my job is on the line, I'm always do my research on what it is. I'm not just gonna, just because you say, oh, I'm gonna cut you because you're not getting the vaccine, or I'm not just gonna go for that, because then I get the vaccine and it's something that I didn't think it was, or something ends up happening to me that I didn't know about, that was part of the information put out there. I just shot myself in the foot. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not going to just, you know, oh, you're going to cut me? Okay, no, I'm just going to go ahead and get it. No, I'm going to go do my research on it. I'm going to go see what they, you know, like you said, it's people, they got the team doctors on it that's giving them the information. So they can either take that and then even more research and go on the computer and do whatever they need to do to find out what they want to know and what they need to know. But that's not just going to automatically make me say, okay, yeah, now I'm going to get the vaccine because of that. Like Shaq said, I think that's kind of selfish in a way, because it's like, or not selfish, but that's kind of like, damn. So because of the dollar and because of I mean, I understand that too, you know, the money and all that. Money is good, but it's like, damn, man, like at what cost? You know what I mean? So
it ain't as genuine.
Right. So
let me give a shout out to Brielle right there. She just sent me something on the Cash App. I just checked it when she told me. I'll be having my phone off on here because sometimes people will call and this and that, so I wouldn't have known. But I appreciate you for taking the extra effort to support the channel and support the work. I appreciate you, sis, and thank you a lot for doing that. And I got a video for you. Let me see what I got for you. Let's see. I got to update some of these videos. I got a bunch of new ones, but I got to get rid of some of these old ones. I'm running out of space, but here we go. Let's see what's up with this. You don't mess with the Zohan. That movie was funny, man. I like that movie. That's old school Adam Sandler. Now that movie about 10, 12 years old now. So Pharaoh pocket full of dinero beats. He said, Jay, that's one of the forks in the road scenario or ultimatum from your employment. You either stand your square or comply with conditions of employer or establishment.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, and that's something that's hard. That's a hard choice right there.
Yeah,
that's not an easy choice, you know. And some people may have families or whatever the case going on, and so that's one good thing about being a part of a union. Some people don't understand unions and things. I've talked to some people before and they don't understand it, but you know, the NFL Players Association, that's a union. The NBA players, so that's a union. Major League Baseball players, that's a union. And so they have, you know, agreement with the owners that you just can't do whatever you want to do to us.
right.
And, you know, so that's good that they do have that. I'm hearing some type of background, something, a TV. I don't know if that's on me or not. But you know, it's good that they do have that going on to protect them in the end, because if they didn't, the owners would have make sure it would be mandatory. If the owners could do it, they'd do all kind of stuff to them. Remember, they was making them take Toradol shots, and they was hiding information about concussions, all kind of stuff. So, you know, just imagine what they would do if it wasn't a union. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. And Urban Meyer gonna have to learn that. Yeah, he said on Hard Knocks when they played the Jags to Coach Thickneck. he told him, "I'm glad I could just worry about football, and I don't have to worry about you know, going to recruit or talking to people in their home or none of that. But it's other stuff. You're dealing with grown men now. You ain't dealing with college students that you can do whatever you want to do to. So we'll see what's going on with that, and hopefully he wise up. Plus, you got to realize you're dealing with men. Most of them got more money than he do. Well, the stars do, as he been making big money in college football as a coach for a while. But pretty soon he gonna be dealing with men that got money like you. You know, so you ain't just the only man with money now. You know, when you was dealing with them students, you was the only one with money. So
Yep.
we'll see how it turn out. All right, so moving on, somebody made a point about how all the quarterbacks are starting except for Jalen. What's his Justin Fields and who else he said ain't starting? All the quarterbacks from the first round is starting. I think Jeff Dre, Jamari Riddick,
Trey Lance, and Justin Fields.
Yeah. So, one of the quarterbacks that they just announced is starting is the Eagles, and they talking about Jalen Hurts is going to be named the starter. So, Shaq, what you think Jalen Hurts is going to do in Philadelphia? Do you think they should have gave him more time, or you think he ready? I don't know what the Eagles going to be able to do. The Eagles really ain't that good, in my opinion, this year. So, and I don't think Jalen Hurts is that good. And I think they should have probably tried to trade to get Deshaun Watson. But
Yeah.
what do you think? We know Big L normally he here, but he didn't copped out. He licking his wounds from catching big L's the last few times he was on. So he said he wouldn't want Deshaun Watson. I mean, I guess he liked taking L's repeatedly.
Well, Deshaun Watson don't want the Eagles either, because Deshaun Watson actually, I think he did not waive his no trade like thing. I think he told Houston that he didn't want to go to Philadelphia, so he don't want to go there neither. So
where would he want to go?
I think he's okay with Miami. I think Miami and Houston, they're very close to a trade. Last time I saw. So
what is
they gonna give up on Tua already?
I think so. Hey, I would for Deshaun Watson.
Dang.
But Watson may have. Well, I don't want to get. We'll talk about that in a second. But Watson got all those allegations as well. But
yeah.
So what you think about this? Then finish what you were saying, because they was talking about it. Yeah.
I think the Eagles can be a slept on team, man. Like, people forget Jalen Hurts had playing time last year. You know what I mean? He played decent enough, now, and I think he got some pretty good wide receivers around him. I think there's a receiver that I'm actually about to get his sports card because ain't nobody know him right now. His name is Quez Watkins. You know what I mean? And he's been
Write that name down, y'all.
Yeah, he's been showing up, and I think he's going to be another a name that a lot of people going to know at the end of the season. Then you got Jalen Reagor. Then you go get the rookie wide receiver, Devontae Smith. And, hey, nobody can go wrong with Devontae Smith. He's another guy that came from Alabama. He tore us up. I mean, he won the Heisman Trophy last year. So, and the first receiver to do it, the first non-quarterback to do it since Derrick Henry. Yeah. It's another Alabama guy. My goodness. So, and I'm an Auburn fan. So,
Roll Tide.
Yeah. So I think the Eagles, like Detroit said, I think the Eagles can go 10-7. I think they got a decent roster, man. I think their only question will be defense. Are they good enough defensively?
And also, it say right here in this little part that Hurts took all the first team reps during training camp, but the reports of the interest in Deshaun Watson and the recent acquisition of Gardner Minshew fuels the idea that the organization isn't sold on the 23-year-old Hurts yet.
Yeah, I think they're not. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, wow, they traded for him because he was going to be the backup for Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. But they traded for him. And when I saw that, I said, okay, they might want to just put some pressure on him because they already had Flacco, and then you go out and get another guy. So, and I think they will be quick to pull the trigger. That's why I'm really kind of like, will they let him struggle? If he gets into that game to where he's not playing well, will they just pull him? Because a lot of quarterbacks can't handle that. Like you just said with what's his name? Mac Jones looking over his shoulder.
Right.
Will Jalen Hurts be looking over his shoulder?
And they say right here that the Roseman, the GM, spoke with Hurts and Fluco. I call him Fluco because he fluky as hell. I mean, they said about getting Minshew, and they said that was a great opportunity to get a good player and a good person and have depth during COVID. And they said he was good. So I don't know. Let me ask you this, Key. Do you think Hurts is ready for starting, and do you think Minshew is a good, backup to have with Fluco, or should they try to get Deshaun Watson in the building? But Shaq, if what Shaq say is true, Watson don't want to go there. So what are they doing? What do you think on that?
I think they're just gonna have to make do with what they got with Jalen Hurts, and they got it. He has to. They gotta let him stick it out, man, and they gotta let him struggle. That's part of becoming a great player. Is you got to go through these struggles to be great. You got to struggle, man. So if he doesn't know how that feels, or he doesn't know what it's like to be in that predicament, how what why did you bring him there? You know, why is he there? You know, so I just say I say they go with Hurts. You know, they let him stick it out. They let him, you know, fight through it. Gardner Minshew, I'm not sold on him. Joe Flacco is probably the best, you know, backup to me, but they gotta go with Hurts. That's just the only option at this point. You know, he got Devontae Smith from Bama, so that they got to make do with what they got at this point. Deshaun Watson is out of the picture, so that's what I got for it.
Okay. Man, we're not hyping the Eagles. We just talking about Jalen Hurts. I'm not
even an Eagle fan, so
me neither. I'm not an Eagles fan either. Detroit said the Eagles going 10-7. The Eagles, he's an Eagles fan. Detroit, if I remember right. Pac-Man Big B said Miami is where Deshaun need to go. So we'll see what's up. What's up, Savannah Rivers? How you doing? Let's see. Dre Wright said facts. Slim is slowly turning around. Okay, slowly, yeah. Young Slim said black QBs don't get the same chances or time to develop like the white QBs. Yeah, I was about to say, what do you think about that? I pulled up Deshaun's stats, and like you said, they need to get out there and play and develop. That's true.
That may have been true before, but like you having a lot more black quarterbacks now than ever. So that's not going to be the case in about a couple of years. And I don't think that's necessarily the case now. I mean, outside of Chicago, that's not happening, you know. So I don't think, you know, because Lamar
and I think we really want to give him a chance. They just don't want to mess him up. We never had a quarterback like this talented in our history of the NFL.
Yeah, I think you should just let him rip, man.
I do too, man.
He hasn't shown you anything to make you think otherwise.
But it go back to what I was saying a little bit about Cam over his shoulder. Although the Red Rocket ain't nobody to worry about over your shoulder like that. He ain't going to take your job.
Yeah, but, and I think a mistake by the Bears also was they came out before Justin Fields even snapped the ball in training camp.
Right.
Said that Andy Dalton was going to be their starter regardless.
Right. And I never, for the record, been sold on our head coach to begin with. I don't like the Bears head coach. And so I don't know. Jamari Riddick, he one of the people in the comments right here. Like he said, coaching and scheme is everything. That's one of my loyal Bears fans right here. Me and Jamari, we bear down, baby. But I think that we got a bad coaching scheme. I knew you was gonna say something. You say, I do think you can ruin a QB if he has an alpha mentality and high football IQ. You can, but look at this. This is why I brought up this stats for Deshaun Watson. So he didn't start every game his first year. He only had 7 starts, but he ain't never looked back. You see what I'm saying? And he had thrown 19 touchdowns, 8 NOs, 1,600 yards, then 26 touchdowns and 9, 26-12. Then this is when he finally made his leap with 33-7 and 4,800 yards. He led the league in yards last year. So you got to let them play and get out there and build up. If they get Justin Fields to at least start 8 games this year, I would rather him start at least 10. But if he at least start 8 and then never look back, I wouldn't be so upset.
See, but what happens if you start Andy Dalton for the first 3 games and you're 0-0? I mean, you're 0-3.
You can still make the playoffs.
Yeah, but then, you know, you got to think about it. There's a locker room full of alpha mentality.
That's true.
NFL. So that's true. I think I heard. I'm not sure where I heard it from, but someone was saying, I may have been Shannon Sharp. I'm not sure, but he was like,
"Look, you don't
think the guys in that locker room have a decision on who they think the starting quarterback should be?"
They do. So, and that's in every locker room. You're right.
Yeah,
because they on the field, they playing. Plus, they got paychecks on the line too. They want to win and they want to look good. They don't want to lose, and hell, that might be their last season.
Yeah. So if Andy Dalton get in there and he's costing the Bears games, then you have a locker room problem. Then
Yeah.
Instead of just saying Justin Fields played better, so let's start Justin Fields and let's see if we're wrong, then we're wrong. But he played better. He looks better. He's a young guy. Put him in there. You know what I mean? And let's see what happens. You know, so I have a different decision on who should start for the quarterback for the Bears, how they even went about it.
I bought another Justin Fields rookie card today for $20 too. It's gonna be a nice one if he ends up being the star. That could be worth a nice $1,000 or so. Easy.
Yeah,
easy. So here's Jalen Hurts right here. So he threw 1,000 yards last year, like you said. He got on the field. 6 touchdowns. No, this is okay. How is he third? This don't make any sense. He wasn't third in the league with 1,000 yards passing. Had 6 touchdowns. He was 10th in the league.
He's probably third in rookie quarterbacks.
Gotta be. So I mean, Jalen Hurts, he actually shows mental toughness in a way because he lost his job at Alabama, went somewhere else, then ended up making the league. So we'll see. Key, what quarterback you looking forward to seeing in the league this year? What do you think gonna happen?
Justin Fields, man. I mean, he had a pretty good preseason, man. He had a pretty good showing in the preseason. I'm just looking forward to his development with the Bears. I don't think Andy Dalton is that dude. So you got to be at some point. He got to get his playing time out there. You got to get some touches out there at that QB spot, man. Andy Dalton is not that guy. So whoever's out there saying that, I do not agree with that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Justin Fields' development. Trevor Lawrence down in Jacksonville. I'm trying to see what he's going to do with the Jaguars. But yeah, those are the only 2 for me that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Justin Fields been balling, and like they say, he been continuing to wow everybody with his touchdown. He threw a touchdown in the final preseason game, another touchdown. And although they say, Dalton got the job, I don't think he gonna have it for long. I think they're just trying to be extra careful with Justin Fields. And they say that they already decided on the starting quarterback for the season opener, but Justin Fields isn't going nowhere. How many games would you let Andy Dalton start if you was the Bears, since they already decided to do this? And like Shaq said, they did it before he even took a preseason snap, which was dumb. And it's creating quarterback controversy in your team unnecessarily. Like they say, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, because then Andy Dalton come out and say Justin Fields will have a great career, but it's my time now. Like, that's what you create,
And they say his ball placement is elite right here.
Yeah. And sought the ability to extend the play, move out of the pocket.
That was nice.
Accurate throwing.
He got it right there in the corner right there. Nobody else can get that ball because he threw it in the side. Look where he had to see where his arm is right there. That is elite. Boom. Only this receiver could have got it. And he threw his sidearm in motion. So
Justin Fields have a similar story to Jalen Hurts also.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. What's his story?
Yeah, coming out of high school, first of all, he was highly touted. He was a 5-star quarterback coming out of high school, and he went to Georgia. That's where he was originally at. But then Georgia had already had a starting quarterback, Jake Fromm, who's also the backup quarterback. He's the backup quarterback at Buffalo Bills right now. But Jake Fromm won the battle, so he transferred to Ohio State. And then that's where he had his great career at. So it's kind of the same thing. Well, it's not really the same thing because Jalen Hurts lost his job. He was the starting quarterback. So, but similar.
Okay. Key, D. Weave said Justin Fields is better than Trevor Lawrence. What do you think? You think he's better than Trevor Lawrence or has the potential to be?
Yeah. I didn't say he wasn't. Yeah, like I said, Justin Fields is that dude, man. He's definitely gonna take over for the Bears. I'm looking, like I said before, I might not have said it, but yeah, I'm more so looking at Justin Fields this year. That's the dude I'm looking for. Trevor Lawrence is just off to the side. I just want to see what he's gonna do with that team. but I'm more so looking at Justin Fields this year.
Okay.
Hey,
All
I want
right.
to say one thing real quick. D.
Go
Weed,
ahead.
Justin Fields is not better than Trevor Lawrence. That's
Okay. Well,
that's
break
just,
it down. You the college expert. You watch more college football than I do. Key, I don't know how much college
No,
football
I
you
don't watch.
watch.
I don't watch too much, man. So I
Okay.
wouldn't give that up.
see
All
that's why
right.
I gotta watch college football. Jamar Riggs just said I think Trevor Lawrence lost every game head to head versus Justin Fields. That is,
So is that true or not?
they're tied 1-1.
They
But
only played twice.
yes, but
Ohio
because
State, and where did Trevor Lawrence go?
Clemson. See, Clemson is in the
Okay.
ACC. Ohio State is in the Big Ten, so they don't play each year. So the only way they would meet in the college football
Playoffs.
playoff. So
Right.
the first year they met in the playoff, Ohio State, Clemson. I advise anybody who like college football to go watch that game. Best game I've watched in my life. 2019 playoff game, Ohio State, Clemson.
Did you watch some of USC in their prime with Reggie Bush though?
I did. I actually watched the Rose Bowl game, national championship, Texas and USC with Vince Young.
And see, that's another thing why college football doesn't matter to me, because Vince Young looked like a surefire star in college, and Reggie Bush looked like he could be one of the greatest running backs to ever play in college, and neither one of them was able to really amount to being nothing in NFL, man.
Yeah, but like you said,
Mark Sanchez was the quarterback for that USC team, if I'm not mistaken.
It was what you call it at first. What was his name? And he was supposed to be he stayed a year more than he didn't have to. He could have came out and been a higher pick, but then he came. Who in the comments remember the quarterback from Reggie Bush? Matt Leinart.
That's it was Matt Leinart. Yeah,
Matt Leinart. Yeah, Sanchez I think was a USC quarterback, but I think he was maybe on the bench then or came in after that.
On the bench.
Yeah, yeah. But go ahead. What was you saying, Shaq? My bad.
I'm gonna get to, if I can, I'm gonna get to D-Weed question, but because
he said, why not go back and watch the 2017 Nike Elite 11 camp and watch Trent Dilford and the rest of the pros fawn over Justin Fields?
See, but that's high school though. See, because when you go to college, you get coaches. First of all, Clemson got one of the best college coaches besides Nick Saban. You know, besides Nick Saban, Dabo Swinney, he's the head coach at Clemson. He's probably next after Nick Saban. He won 2 national championships in the last 4 years. So with Clemson. So he developed Trevor Lawrence, you know, into what he became. And Trevor Lawrence is much better passer than Justin Fields, in my opinion. Now, Justin Fields, he can be looked at, you know, and you can say he's the better because of his legs. He uses his legs, but Trevor Lawrence is also a decent runner as well. He can run. And in that game, he actually ran for a 60-yard touchdown run. In that game,
how tall is Trevor Lawrence? He looks tall to me.
Yeah, he's 6'6".
He looks really tall to me when I see him. So, yeah, he might not want to run. They're going to break his legs off up under his big ass running around at 6'6". Justin Fields looks short. He was 6 foot. I'm guessing.
I thought he was 5'10". though.
Justin Fields is 6'2". He might be 6'2". I'm looking up. I think he's 6'2".
I'll pull it up.
Or 6'3".
They got him listed at 6'3".
Yeah.
Much bigger than I thought. And we about to switch it up to some basketball. And then I'm going to put up the link if any of you all want to come up and talk sports with us. You're more than happy to. Here's Justin Fields' stats right here, which really ain't much right now because he just, you know, got into the pros. But this dude is 6'3", 228. He's 22 years old. He was born in 1999. That just makes me feel so old, man. And he was the 11th pick. And right now he don't have any spots right now. So we'll see what's up. As far as fantasy football, he ranked 187. That's probably because he not starting, so people ain't gonna pick him. Yeah, because they gonna just have him on the bench.
Hey, before we move to basketball, I wanted to touch on one little story. See, but you know, not a lot of people watch high school football, but Sunday high school football. And if you know about high school football, you know about IMG Academy. IMG Academy produces some of the best talent in the world when it comes to high school football, basketball, any sport. They're a sports academy high school. So they played this team called Bishop Sycamore. It's been all over the news, so I think a lot of people may have heard this story. But when I was watching this game, I watched this game live, and I'm watching Bishop Sycamore, and the commentator said something as to like, we never heard of Bishop Sycamore. You know, we really couldn't find them. They're not a part of the high school association, right? And then I'm looking at these guys, and I'm like, man, they don't look like they belong on this field. You know, because IMG Academy, they have offensive linemen who's 6'8", 350. Like, they produce talent that's going D1 schools like Alabama, Ohio State, big time schools. And they came out a couple of days ago, and can you pull that up, Jay?
I'm trying to find it over here. You put it in the NFL news, or where did you put it?
I sent it to you personally.
Oh, okay.
And they were actually not, they actually never been heard of. They're not actually a high school. So they tricked ESPN into thinking that they were actual high school, and they were just a bunch of JUCO dropouts.
How in the world did they do this?
You know,
so you got a bunch of junior college dropouts that tricked ESPN into thinking that they were actually high school players.
Yes.
Just to get their game televised.
Yep.
And then what were they going to accomplish with having this game on TV? What?
I think they wanted to get recognition. I think it was just a bunch of guys who just came together and was like, let's trick them and let's beat the #1 team in the country. But
did they beat them?
No, they got toe up. You know, these are 5-star athletes, you know, that they're faced. So they beat them 58-0.
Wow.
Yeah, they did.
And they regret televising Bishop Sycamore versus IMG Academy high school football game. Before I read a little bit more of this, let me get to my boy D Weave. He said that he loved the sports talk with the crew, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you enjoy the show. And, you know, shout out to Key and Shaq for coming through, showing up and being part of this team. A lot of people say a lot of stuff in the Discord. I'm glad y'all stuck with your word and came through. So I appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I got a video for you right quick.
I am the gift. My name is Tyrion Lannister. I wish I was the monster you think I am.
That's before I sprouted up, son. All right. Yeah. Jamari said, that's LOL. That's how you know ESPN don't do their homework. We need to put a game together. Dre Wright said they got smoked like Big L the other night. Damn. Big L starting to become infamous in these streets, man. That's why he should have came and not left. Like me and my boy Key was playing 2K tonight, and we got beat a couple games. And what I say, I ain't leaving on no L, right?
Leaving on no L, man.
Can't go off on no losing note, man. I'm gonna always go off on the winner. In the next game, we smoke their ass. So, you know, you never go off on the losing note, man. You got to keep on going, man. So back to this article, and then we about to switch it up to the NBA. This damn team, they says that they aired a one-sided high school football game, and these are junior college dropouts that got smoked by high school players, though, right?
Yes.
But they were 5-star high school recruits, though, right?
Yeah, IMG Academy is like #1 in the world in high school football.
Wow. Where are they, Bishop? Where are they located?
Bradenton, down there in Florida.
Ah, okay. They said in this high school didn't know that this wasn't a real team. Or
they were looking for a team to play in Ohio, and Bishop Sycamore was the only team willing to play them.
Wow, because nobody wanted to get embarrassed playing them.
Yeah.
Wow, and it said that they got a number of Division I prospects on their roster, and they said this is what Bishop Sycamore told them. But they said, to be frank, they couldn't verify. But ESPN announcers, that's what they said in the game. He said, but even if that's the case, they didn't show up in the database. and or any other recruiting services. And so they said that this wasn't a fair fight. What they was watching, they thought it was fair, and it turned out not to be. And it says that he said, "What is this?" Andy Staples and Ari. I try to defend when people who say, "Oh well, yeah, you lied about kids having D1 offers." Peterson said, "Well, I guess the best way for me to fight against that is having you sit down with us on signing day." So it seems that they lied to play them, and it said it could have created a significant injury risk for these players. Besides the on-field battle that was a one-sided ass whooping, and and the program reportedly first started last season and entered the game with an 0-8 record over 2 years.
Yeah, and they said something about they had already played. They had played 2 games in 3 days. That's not even. That's against the rules when it comes to the high school association. But they're not a part of the high school association, so they can do what they want to do. So,
and they older than high schoolers though, and still got their ass whooped.
Yep,
that's crazy.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Dre Wright, ain't you in the members section? I could have swore Dre Wright, you in Discord.
Yeah, he is in there. He's in Discord.
Yeah, I thought he must, because his name ain't green right here. So I thought he was a member. Unless he on Patreon, or unless he ain't a member no more.
Well, isn't he on Patreon? I think you told me he was on Patreon.
He might be on there still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the benefits of being a part of the members, man. We hook up and talk about and do all kind of stuff. Another benefit is we watched Hard Knocks live on Discord. So if you don't have HBO or you don't have certain movies or shows, we watch and live stream movies on Discord, and everybody is able to join in, watch. We can have 30, 40 people watching all at once. And the commentary and share jokes and stuff is great. A lot of fun. And we was just about to watch about Dick Gregory on Showtime, his life story. We started watching it today, and we're going to probably finish it up tonight if we got time. But, it's a really great experience. So if you all haven't joined Discord, definitely join, man. We not just sitting here talking and, making jokes. We're a real good crew, good family-oriented, group of people. And, you're missing out on something. So look in the description box of any of my videos and click right there to join to be a member. Make sure you click the right membership level and come on through. We have a great time. So, okay, you still a member. I got you. I was just wondering because your thing wasn't there. So you must be on Patreon. A lot of people on my Patreon, that was before YouTube had a membership. And so I kind of grandfathered them in. And so the Patreon people, are a part of it. But one of the things, like if you are a member, your name will be green. Like it's not showing up in the screen as green, but this little symbol next to his name right here, this little circle, that's the membership symbol. So you'll see somebody's name in green and you'll see that membership circle. And that's how you know who's a member of the channel. And right now it's a little over 50 people that are part of the membership. So I'm really, really happy and, thankful that all of you all have came and became a part of this thing of ours. You're part of the family, the Gambino, the JBino crime family.
JBino.
The JBino. All right. So let's switch it up to the NBA. I've been doing a horrible job tonight of keeping track of the topics too. I'm trying to keep track of the topics more so that I can put chapters in the description box and people can go right to the chapters, as well as chop up the videos a little better and faster. Anyway, the NBA, it's been a lot of moves being made. In case you didn't know, Rondo is now with the Lakers. So we'll see what happens with Rondo with the Lakers. I think that's probably one of the most important moves they made, and people sleep on this. Rondo helped them win the championship. Rondo is the perfect point guard for them that they need, because when you put Rondo on the court, now Westbrook and LeBron can really play off ball, get a break, and Rondo is really going to make it work for them perfectly. And as long as he stay healthy, I think this might be one of the best rosters in the NBA history, top to bottom. Not that Rondo made it that much better, but in a way he did. Anyway, am I overvaluing Rondo's addition to the Lakers, or is that really a big deal? Key, you on the West Coast in Cali, you let me know what you think about the Rondo addition to the Lakers.
You know, I gotta give it to them, man. They won with Rondo the year before this past year just happened. They won with Rondo. Rondo was a perfect third option for that squad. I will say the only difference with this team is it's a different bench, it's different roles. So I don't know if they'll have him come off the bench.
Playoff Rondo, he definitely gonna come off the bench.
Yeah, they're gonna put him up. They're gonna have him come off the bench. But that's the good thing, though, is you got so many stars out there. You got Bron, AD, Westbrook.
They really only need them for the playoffs, really.
Right. So I'm just saying, though, like, you can always send one to the bench and bring another one in to run the floor. So, I mean, that's a great pickup, man. He has more weapons to work with this time around too. So it's a good pickup, man. That's not too bad of a pickup.
Yeah, and the Lakers are the oldest team in the league this year. And I wonder, it says right here, I was wondering this, if they the oldest. It says they one of the oldest in league history. They got Melo at 37, LeBron at 36, Gasol at 36, Ariza at 36, Howard at 35, Rondo at 35. Damn. Right. They got 6 players 35 and up.
Yeah, they want to go out and get players who's been there, done that. They don't want to mess around with no young players.
That's true. They ain't trying to mold nobody. What you think about this Rondo pickup, Shaq?
I think it's really great. Like you said, it probably won't matter as much in the regular season, but it'll matter a hell of a lot in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, so when they get in the playoffs, Rondo is definitely going to be a big part of that. But yeah, I think it's a really great pickup for him. Yeah.
I agree with Jamari Riddick in the comments. They have to be conditioned this year. You can't. And if they're not going to be able to run with other teams, man. Because the Lakers are going to be only a half court team, man. They can't run on the break.
Now let me ask you this though: should they try to play with other teams, or should they make teams play with them?
That's the problem though, because if they try to make the teams play with them, you also got to remember, man, you got other teams out there that can make you switch over to their play style as well. And there's a lot of teams in this NBA that they run, they getting out of running. You seen it with Atlanta this year. You seen it with Milwaukee this year that won. You see it with a lot of teams. These teams are running. The Suns. You seen it with the Suns this year. They get out and they run. If the conditioning is definitely going to be the most important part to getting this team to where they were a couple years back, man. Like I said, they got
the 2010 All-Star team.
They got the weapons though, man. They got Melo with the shooting. They got LeBron. They got Westbrook. They got paint presence down low. You know, they got weapons, man. It's just a matter of can they stay? Can they be in top six? You know, can they run?
I think they will be, and I think they will run, especially with Westbrook and LeBron.
But then you got to remember, you got Dwight Howard down there. Dwight Howard ain't running rim to rim like that.
No.
You know what I mean? Marcus All, he not running rim to rim like that. You know, so it just.
And Trey Wright said they trying to bring DeAndre Jordan.
I don't agree with that. If they do that, man, you see what happened when he went to Brooklyn, man. What did he do for Brooklyn? He did nothing for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan, This is the thing.
He done, man. He done.
Yeah.
They would have been better off keeping Drummond than Jordan.
Right. He has no mid-range game, no post-move game. The only thing he got going for himself is he can rebound and he's a back to the basket. He can block shots.
Right.
Other than that, he has nothing else going for him. You take him out of the perimeter, he gonna get cooked. He gonna get burnt.
I'm sure they have a plan. I just wonder what that plan is.
Right. And you can't tell because this team is so old. This team is old. So it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and like DeAndre Jordan will be your third big.
And it's not gonna be a run and gun. They don't got that, man.
Yeah, because they got Anthony Davis as a big, basically too.
If he can, and we just had this conversation the other day about Kyrie. If he can stay healthy, the injuries, man. When you get older, the injury starts to become more prevalent, man.
And I'm gonna make that the next question. That comment, that debate we had about Kyrie, I'm gonna put that out there. We can talk about that next too.
I think they plan on. Do you think they're gonna play inside out?
I mean, it depends. If you play inside out, your big man has to be a threat. If he's not a threat, there's no point. There's no point in doing that.
They're gonna play outside in, but no, they gonna kind of play middle in a way because they don't really have 3-point shooters.
Right.
They can stretch the floor.
But only AD can play inside. Like, okay, Dwight Howard is damn near done. He a shell of himself, but he's still at this point better than DeAndre Jordan almost ever been, putting up 7 points, 8 rebounds. I mean, DeAndre Jordan best year was like 10 points, 12 points, and he would put up like 13, 14 rebounds. Howard come off the bench and can do that.
Right.
So they might make him start this year. I'm pretty sure he might start with the Lakers and put AD at the power forward because AD don't like to bang, man.
He don't.
Yeah. So they may make him a stretch 4.
Yeah.
And
so where you put Gasol? Because Gasol. I mean,
he coming off the bench
because the
Gasol. Listen, man. Gasol is hitting this, man. At his age, the only living he's gonna be able to make is outside the paint. He's not banging with nobody down low. No. He don't got none of that, man.
And he never was a big rebounder. I don't think Gasol ever grabbed 10 rebounds, or if he did once.
Right.
He did it 1 year. I'll pull that up. And
his best years was in Memphis, man, with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So are they starting Carmelo?
No, you gotta have See, and I'm glad they're not. You gotta have somebody come off the bench and give you buckets off the bench.
Right.
You gotta have a second unit. If the NBA and these last couple teams has taught us something, is you have to have a bench to go to. If you have all your guys playing and it's not going, then you go to the bench, they get tired. What you gonna do? You gotta have a spark that comes. You gotta have that spark off the bench.
I agree. Plus, I think Melo is an excellent scorer against a second unit.
Right.
He's not going to do what he can do against first team players because he lost a step. You know what I mean? Right. And he never was a interior player like that. Like LeBron can play in the post better than Melo can. Although Melo got all the tools, he was always a mid-range or a 3. Well, he just kind of got worked on his 3 a lot better than ever before now. But Melo, he don't have the tools to be going up against first team players. And I think this would be their best starting lineup if I was them. You're going to have Westbrook at the point. Mm-hmm. You're going to have probably Malik Monk at the 2. And then because who else they got? I'll pull up their roster.
Right. They got Trevor Ariza too.
Yeah, see, he ain't going to be at the 2.
But he's not going to, they're not going to put him at the 2.
Right, and we got LeBron at the 3, AD at the 4, and Dwight at the 5.
Yep.
And Malik Monk can shoot the 3. He the best 3-point shooter on the team now, basically.
Even with that lineup, I am making the Lakers beat me from the outside.
Ooh, hold on. You think Malik Monk is a better shooter than Melo?
Yeah, he is.
Ooh.
Statistically, last year. And
I mean, how many
talking about Gasol right quick? They did have him start 42 out of 55 games, but he played 19 minutes, so he not getting starter minutes.
Oh,
like
no.
starter minutes is 30 plus. He get 19 minutes.
Yep.
And I think that 19 minutes is gonna go to Dwight. Now I'm gonna pull up the Lakers team and Malik Monk stats versus Melo stats, and we can see. But go ahead. What are you was saying about Monk versus Melo? And Pocket Full of Dinero said LeBron should try to get D Wade to come out of retirement. I don't know about that.
That's man. Now you just dreaming, man. Come on.
Yeah, he been retired for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, let D Wade rest, man. LeBron, he got everything he wanted, he could possibly want with this team, man.
Right.
So if he don't make do, and see, this is the thing, man. When you go and you build these, and you trying to build these super teams or whatever, whatnot, there's a lot of pressure on you because you wanted this. You wanted this around you. You got all these weapons. If you don't win, that's on you. That right. you wanted this around you. Everybody knows whatever team LeBron goes to, he gonna try to get any and everybody he can to win with. Mm-hmm. And if you don't win, that's on him, man. And that's a discipline that you went out. It don't matter. See, people going, and then people going to
say had Kendrick Nunn too, but he more of a point guard, but combo guard.
Oh, Kendrick, yeah. I mean, Kendrick just, he probably get garbage minutes, but
he can ball though.
He can.
I think he gonna be their second point guard though over Rondo.
Oh wow! So what was he going to get in Rondo?
Playoff Rondo, man. That defense lock in, as well as when they really need somebody that knows how to win a championship. He won it with Boston. He won it with
okay.
Yeah. So you don't need him really for the regular season as much as when it comes playoff half court basketball. He knows what the plays to make. Rondo, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm saying this now. Rondo will going to be a good NBA coach, I think, too. Yeah. Malik Monk shot 40% from three-point land last year with Charlotte.
How many minutes did he play? I can't see that clear.
20 minutes a game, 20.9, and that was off the bench. He didn't start not one single game. He's only started one game his entire career out of 233.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had
because Charlotte had Devontae Graham.
Yeah. Which he's a baller too, Devontae. He came out of nowhere. They wasn't expecting him to ball like that.
I don't know, Jay. This year, Devontae Graham was streaky this year. He had games where he was hot, and he had games that he would score 20. He would get 28 and 28 and 5. Next game, he get 10 points. 5 for 17 from the field.
Yeah. So, plus, they had LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier, so that's why they let Malik Monk go. They got a lot of guards right now.
And they just gave Rozier that contract.
I can't believe he got that much money, man. Damn, he came up when he left Boston.
They might want to hook up with his agent.
Man, you ain't lying. Matter of fact, this ESPN doesn't have it as organized as Basketball Reference. Y'all know I love me some basketballreference.com as well as Football Reference and baseball. If you ever need to check out stats or something on some people, players, anybody that played in the NBA, they got that on there, man. So, and it's a lot more organized. So let's see. Pocket Full of Dinero said D Wade could give you some garbage time and a possible championship. I mean, D Wade may come in handy in the playoffs. By that time, he may be in shape, but he ain't played in 2 years, and he couldn't shoot the three. And he getting older. But if they do sign D Wade and he works his way into being in shape by the playoffs, then he would be a good piece to have in a second unit with Wade, Rondo. If you got Rondo, Wade, Melo, and Mark Gasol and Ariza as your second unit,
you could work with that.
That ain't bad.
You could work with that, but D Wade is done. D Wade is done. Let him retire. Let him be happy with a retirement, man. D Wade is done. He's gave the league everything.
And if he did come back, that would be the first player that's actually a player and an owner.
No, you can't do that. They'll make him sell it.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Jordan. You can't be an owner and a player.
I was just gonna say that with Jordan.
Yeah, they'll make him sell it, which he probably don't want to do that. So here on Basketball Reference, they put everybody up together at once, and we can see their stats and stuff. So 3-point percentage. So KCP, well, this is last year. Let me go to the current year. Which that's going to probably hurt them losing him in size and all that, but we'll see. Oh, damn, these dudes ain't played this year, so we'll see. But damn, I got to do it this way, I guess, since they don't have no stats. So they did sign Wayne Ellington and
more shooting.
Yeah, and Ariza actually is a 3-and-D player too.
Yeah, that's what I told. I think I told you about. I said the reason is a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, I forgot they signed Kent Bazemore. He all right. He a three
He's
ball
not.
player.
I don't expect nothing big from him this year.
I don't either, to be honest. But let's see. Last year he put up 7 points a game with Golden State, and he shot 40% from three. So if you go on the court with LeBron and Westbrook and all these players, AD, you're gonna probably get a little bit more open looks. He should at least shoot, 40% or better from three this year too. And having him, he might end up even starting at the 2 guard with them. I forgot about him. He started 18 games last year with Golden State out of 67 and averaged basically 20 minutes a game, 19.9. So he might start at the 2, because who else would they have? Wayne Ellington? Let's see. They ain't gonna start Taylor Horton Tucker. It's either Malik Monk or Bazemore that's gonna start. So we'll see. As far as so what you call it shot 40%. Malik Monk from 3 last year. Let's see, Melo, and I think this was his best year from 3-point land last year. He shot 40%. That's his best in his career. He shot 32, 26, 24, 26, 35, 37, 37. He shot 40% 1 year with the Knicks. The year after he led the league in scoring. He averaged 28.7 in 2013, led the NBA in scoring. The next year he dropped 27. And he actually been on a downward decline ever since the year he led the league in scoring.
His field goal percentage last year was 42%?
Overall, yeah, that was 2-point percentage.
Field
goal, yeah, you're right. 42%.
What did he shoot from 3-point line?
40.
So that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That's good.
This is second best percentage in his career, though.
What did Malik Monk shoot?
40%.
So about the same. Okay.
Yeah, he shot 409, which is basically 40%. And Malik Monk, they didn't even add him on the roster yet. Oh, there they did. I can't see. He shot 401, so he's slightly better than Monk. Monk took 5 threes a game, hit 2 of them exactly. He hit 2 and took 5. And how many did Melo take? Let's see. Melo took. Let's see, and he had Lillard opening it up for him too, so that helped.
Yeah.
He took 4.7 and hit 1.9, so they damn near was identical. 5 and hit 2, both of them. So, they may be all right. They about equal. It'll be interesting. Malik Monk is kind of undersized though to be a starting 2 guard, especially
what is it? 6'3"?
I think he's 6'3". Yeah, what did that say? 6'3", yeah.
6'3"? Yeah, he is undersized for that shooting guard position.
Yeah. And Bazemore 6'4". Ellington 6'4", Westbrook 6'3".
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they start Ellington, man, because that's some shooting. That's good shooting coming off there for you. Bazemore, I'm not 100% sold on. And Malik Monk, he hasn't started at all. He like you said, he only got one game where he started in 233 games. So I mean, we'll see, man. I just see it might go to Wayne Ellington. It's one of those things we just gotta wait and see, I guess.
Hey, Kent Bazemore, if nothing else, he's another veteran also, so he can give you a voice, another veteran voice in that locker room. They got plenty of them.
Yeah, y'all know the backstory of him, about him and Under Armour.
I don't. I never looked into Bazemore like that.
All right, so when he was, I think, a rookie, and he was with the Golden State Warriors, Under Armour gave him a contract just because he was friends with Steph Curry, and he said he would do everything he can to get Steph Curry to wear the shoes and sign with Under Armour. And so he started being with Under Armour. They was designing shoes for him, giving him everything. They treated him like a king. And he basically told Steph Curry, you know, man, if they do this for me, imagine what they'll do for you. You should go ahead and sign with him. And this is before Steph Curry MVP years. And so Steph Curry ended up signing with Under Armour, and of course, the rest is history. I think he got like a $200 million contract from Under Armour or some shit. So, yeah, they signed Kent Bazemore, and he basically wore Steph Curry out into signing with them. And he's still with Under Armour to this day, Kent Bazemore. Yep, in 2012, 2013, he was with them as a rookie. And he wore his ass down, and they signed him. Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
It is.
Yeah. All right. So enough about the Lakers. And De Niro said that the Lakers could be vulnerable to getting wore down because they are an older team.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, and I agree with both of y'all. I'm putting the link in the chat if any of you all want to come up and chop it up with us. I got a couple more topics to talk about, and I agree with both of you all. That is probably going to be one of the best strategies against the Lakers, but I think the Lakers, they are veterans. They're going to try to dictate the pace, though.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not going to be easy, but like they're going to have a hard time going up against teams like Brooklyn or even some of these young teams that we'll be surprised beats them, because the Lakers going to be tired a lot. You know, they're going to sit players and do load management, which I'm not sure if load management even works. You think load management works?
I mean, you guys know the player that comes to mind when we talk about load management is who? Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
So it's like it works, but it doesn't. It doesn't work. I mean, I don't know, man. Because what do you mean by does it work?
Because I think that you need to keep playing to stay in basketball condition. Like Jordan played every game. He didn't sit out and do this and that. Then you got your body ready. Then you're stopping. Then you're getting up. Then you stop it. Then you did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You stay in basketball shape nonstop. These guys think they giving their body a break, and they actually are, giving their body a harder time, in my opinion. They have just as many injuries, if not more.
Yeah, because you got to get that. You got to rev your system back up to be able to withstand that. Because this playoff basketball is way different than regular season basketball. So I agree. You got to be in tip top shape, man, to play as many games as you can beforehand. So,
definitely. Plus, you don't stay. I want to say continuity, but your rhythm. With your teammates. You know what I mean? Football don't do no damn load management. I mean, every game is a lot more important. It's only 17 of them, but still, you don't see them sit the quarterback down and then have them come back or running back.
Football ain't as, I mean, it requires you to stay conditioned, but you're not running up and down the field continuously like that. you're not going. It ain't no stoppage. The only stoppage is the timeouts or free throws. But those are like, even then, you going. There's no like resting in between. So I think you got to be more. You got to be in tip top shape and more of a better shape to play basketball than you do with football. That's just my opinion.
And
I
there's
play
no
both sports,
substitution. Yeah, it's no substitution for actual game play.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you practicing, but that ain't the same as the actual game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. All right, this next topic right here is we was talking in Discord, and we was talking with somebody that's gonna remain nameless, but they were talking about injury prone players, and of course they were missing the point that everybody was trying to tell them. So they were saying they would rather have a replacement player over an injury prone player. So the player we were talking about is Kyrie Irving. They said they would not want Kyrie Irving on their team. I said, and I want you all to let me know this, and I could even put this up in the community tab as a poll. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Kyrie Irving on your team and have a chance for a star player and achieve greatness, although he may get injured? Same for Anthony Davis or an Embiid. Or would you rather have a replacement player that's going to give you 10 points and, 6 assists as a point guard, or 10 points and 6 rebounds as a center, and play 82 games? Or take the chance of having one of these star players, and they may play every game or they may not, but they may be there in the playoffs for you, and you got a chance for greatness, or you can have this replacement player. So the question is, would you take a star with injury history or a replacement player? Shaq, let me let you kick it off. Who you taking? You taking the star or the replacement player?
I'm taking the star. I'll take the star. However, can I take both? You know what I mean?
You only got enough to sign one. You can't normally you can't get both like that. So
I'll take the star though. I'll take the star.
Yeah. So this person was saying I wouldn't have them on my team. He's saying the person is overrated, whereas injury has nothing to do with your rating. You could say they're not dependable, but that doesn't mean that you're an overrated player. Key, who you taking? You taking the star or you taking the replacement player?
Man, I'm taking the star all day, any day of the week. I'm taking my star. First of all, I got to get to the playoffs. I'm not getting to the playoffs with no 10 points, 2 assist player. I'm not. That's not getting me nowhere. Right. I want to get to the playoffs, and I want to have a chance to win. You're not going to have no chance to win with no player that's only giving you 5, 6 points and 2, 3 assists, and as a starter. That's not going to work. We just got on Ben Simmons' case about that, about what he was doing in the playoffs. That's not going to cut it.
Right.
So
and we talking about basketball, De Niro, not football. Football has a lot more variables, whereas and Belichick had replacement players, but he didn't have a replacement quarterback. You see what I'm saying? So you can't do that. Would you rather have Tom Brady? Or would you rather have a quarterback that's going to give you 2,000 yards and 12 touchdowns and 7 interceptions? You know what I mean? Like, what would you rather take? I'm taking Brady.
Right. You gotta first of all, to get to the playoffs, you gotta win games. You're not like I said, like I keep saying, I'm gonna keep stressing this. You're not gonna win with a player that only gives you 5 points and 2 assists and 0 rebounds. That's not going to work. You're trying to win. Remember this. You're trying to win. That's not going to cut it. Like I just said before, they got on Ben Simmons about that in the playoffs. That I'm not like that. That's not going to work. That's not going to win you games. That's not going to get you anywhere, man.
And speaking of Ben Simmons, not to cut you off, that's who we talking about next too for y'all that's watching. And I put the link in the description box if y'all want to come on in and talk. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, man, I'm sticking to my claim. And like I said, he know who he is, and we know who, what he said that day. Just because they're injured, first of all, you gotta understand, injuries are part of the game and they're inevitable. Everybody and anybody is capable of getting hurt. Now, yes, there are players that get hurt more than others. I'm not saying that. And maybe that's the reason why this whole load management came into play, so they can kind of prevent that and kind of just be like, yo, well, you can play half the season or whatever, play X amount of games, and then we're going to sit you so you can be ready for the playoffs. But the downside of that, like you said, Jay, that throws the rhythm off. That throws the chemistry off. That throws all that off because you're not on the court. You sitting down, it's not going to help at all. But like I said, you got it. You have to. Pocket said, but that star's going to take up your cap. But you want to win though,
right? Plus, you got to use the cap. I mean, what you want to have a bunch of players that's mid-level exceptions, and you don't make the playoffs.
Right, like you want a Brad Wanamaker over a Kyrie Irving, like that's not gonna get the job done. The whole point of this is because you want to win games, you want to win. I'm not going to spend my cap money on bench players. That's not going to work.
Like, for example, would you want to take Westbrook or Malik Monk? You can only have one. Who would you pick up on your team?
That's the answer is obvious. I'm taking Westbrook. He gives me a better shot at winning. He puts up more numbers than the other player. He's proven to get the team to the playoffs. That's the guy.
I think the only question is, well, the only thing I will say is if that star is not consistently available in the playoffs. Now that can be an issue. I'm still taking a starter, but
look at this. So we see that Kyrie played 51, 59, 71, 75, 53, 72, 60, 67, 20, 54. So he never played a full season, but he has been there in the playoffs to help him win the championship. If you go into this, you know what I mean? One playoffs, he wasn't there. With LeBron. The next one, he was there. They won that chip. What would you say? Well, he wasn't here this playoff, so I'm not going to take him.
I think younger Kyrie, when LeBron first got there, that he was available then, like a couple years ago.
I just read you his thing. He ain't never played 82 games, and he left Cleveland. He left Cleveland at 24. That's still young.
This is what I'm saying, Jay. See, the playoffs that he's been available and the playoffs that he has not been available, it's like equal.
Because he was playoff stats right here. Here's his playoffs. He was there from 22, 23, 24, 26, 28. So he was available for 13. Well, he played 13 games that first year against Golden State, and he got his knee,
his knee, yeah.
Right. And he averaged 19 points that playoffs and 3.8 assists. The next year, that's what this circle means, championship. The next year, he came and played 21 games. So say if they let him go after that and said he done. The next year, he was available, played 36.9 minutes, 21 games.
I'm talking more of now, though. See, now.
We said younger Kyrie, when he was there, was more available. He was 22. That was younger than 23.
And I don't even know. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He was more available. But now.
What does that mean, more available? You mean more effective?
He was 28 years old and played.
No, I'm saying
we got Detroit in the building.
What's popping, my brother?
Hold on, family. Let Shaq make his point. Then I'm gonna let you jump in. Go ahead,
Shaq. Injuries wasn't a big deal for Kyrie. And that, like, he had his knee, but it wasn't, But now I think injuries are more consistent with Kyrie in the playoffs now, because it happened with Boston a couple years back when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals without him.
Pull that up with the playoffs.
Look, I'm going to show you the statistics right quick. So, 22 years old, right? That's the year he blew out his knee in the playoffs. He only played 50 games, 51, 59, 71, 75. So, he was always injured already. First 4 years, never played a full season. And then, in 22 years old, his first time in the playoffs, he only played 13 games. And when they needed him most, he was injured. So
Right.
they still kept, and he only scored 19 games,
Yeah, 19 over that.
points.
Yeah.
So they kept him. The
Mhm.
next year, they won the chip. He played 21 games, damn near 37 minutes, and averaged 25 points a game and 5 assists. He had a career year.
Mhm.
So what if they would have said, you know, because it was already shown that he had injuries consistent, and he been injured since. He
Right.
stay injured. But
I think if
when
you
it
would have
comes
asked
down to
that person, if that person who said this, you know, at that point, they probably would have kept him too.
Yeah, but we were saying that though in the chat. We were saying, listen, that year, the first year that he won the playoffs with Cleveland and he got hurt, okay, fine. But he came back that next year and gave him 25, and they won the finals.
right.
So,
They did.
so it's like that's what Jay is trying to say. You're gonna, why would you, so say that happened right the first year where he averaged 19, he got hurt. The second year, he's not hurt, he's at full strength, and he gave you 25, and then he go on to win the finals.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just lost that. You lost the 25 points.
Right.
That average.
And
Yeah,
the
I
next year-
don't agree
and
with.
look at this, Shaq. So when he was 22 and got injured in the finals, he played 75 games that season out of 82, and then got injured. The next year, he only played 53 games, so he was more injured the next year. But when it came time for playoffs, he played 21 games, so he played damn near twice as many in the playoffs and stepped his game up. So if you go off of that, man, they could have been like, man, he always injured. He playing less games than the last year. He done. And then they would have missed out on this dude, you know, stepping his game up. Detroit, what you think about this right here?
I mean, okay, like,
Would you take the star that has injury history, or would you take the replacement player? And before you answer that, pocket full of dinero, Pharaoh, what's good? Thanks for coming on, man. We get to you next, all right? You got your mic on. All right, go ahead, Detroit. All right.
I take the player this player that's injured. Like I gotta take Kyrie. I have
See,
to.
I'm not saying you don't take Kyrie when he was younger. I'm saying that's when you would have taken him.
He's not
That's
old.
when-
He's
that's
not
what it
old,
would've been.
no.
So you wouldn't take a player, Kyrie, at 28 years old. That's older to you?
No, I'm saying I would still take Kyrie. I'm just saying it would not have even been a question. It wouldn't have been debatable when he was younger.
It's not debatable now. It's not debatable now. I'm taking him right now.
Okay, in your opinion. But I'm just saying, you know.
So you think at 28 is more debatable?
Yeah, it's more debatable because it's consistent now. The consistent, it's starting to add up a bit more
So you talking
than
about
it
in
did
the
when
regular
he was
season?
younger.
You talking about regular season or playoff?
I'm talking about playoffs.
I mean, you really can't count like when he was in. I mean, Boston. To be honest with you, like he got hurt.
I give you that. Yeah, you can't.
That's
really,
exactly what we're talking about, though. Him getting hurt.
But yeah,
Okay, he got hurt in the finals in game one. Who ain't never gonna get? I mean, injuries are part of the game.
I just said that.
See, you bringing up Cleveland. I'm not bringing up Cleveland. I'm bringing up.
We talking about Boston.
but he has a history of that though.
Right.
But he still balls out. But he got a history.
He
of
got
injury.
a freak injury against. I mean, I think it was game 5 when he messed up his ankle.
It'll be different if we talk about Paul George or something.
I'm not saying that Kyrie isn't a great player. I mean, obviously he is.
Right.
Yeah, right.
No, we just saying who would a person take though? Pharaoh, who would you take? Would you take a star with a history of injuries, but still he's bringing that star power that could potentially be there to help you win a chip? Or you taking the replacement player that's going to be there for 82 games, but give you 10 points and 6 assists?
When we talking about if it's a player like Kyrie coming out of Duke with an injury history, I'm still going to take a chance on that. But if it's a Kyrie after Boston, maybe not. I'll take my chances on Russell Westbrook because he doesn't get hurt.
But you don't have that option.
No, that ain't the option.
You don't have
Yeah,
that.
then I'll take
That's a different argument. You
I'll
taking
take
a
replacement.
replacement. You take a replacement. So if you was Brooklyn and the GM of Brooklyn and Kyrie was gonna come and sign with you, you would have said, "No, I'm gonna take a player. Let's see who on the team. You gonna have them as your starter instead of Kyrie. Let's see
If
who.
if he want to take a veteran minimum or a low contract, so we can
They
get
gonna
more
take a low
pieces.
contract, but they're not gonna give you the same. So you would rather run with what's old boy that just signed with from San Antonio with them?
Patty
Patty
Mills.
Mills.
Oh,
Patty Mills.
Yeah.
So you would take Patty Mills over Kyrie as your starter
He won a championship too, right? Yeah,
off the
I'll take
bench,
him.
and he wasn't the reason why. Tim Duncan,
Right.
Kawhi, and everybody else was the reason why.
Yeah.
So
See,
when you in the playoffs
my
and you got
chances.
Patty Mills starting and he got to guard Westbrook all night, that's your game plan.
Or Curry.
Well,
Right,
Kyrie
or
can't
Curry.
go Westbrook either, so
But
Bro,
Kyrie
you
get back
crazy.
to scoring though, at least. Patty
Oh, my
Mills ain't gonna
God.
drop 20, 25 points a
hey,
game.
Key,
But
you
if I'm
think
able to go
Kyrie
get
can guard Russell
if I'm
Westbrook?
able
You
to
think
get
Russell
a
Westbrook can
Kyle
guard Kyrie?
Lowry or somebody like
See,
that, I'll take my
That's not the
chances,
thing
though.
because it's different matchups, brother. He might not be guarding Kyrie on the other end of the floor.
What do you mean though? If it's different matchups, if you gonna match both of them up, they both can't
See,
guard
that's a
each other.
different.
Well,
That's a
one of the
different
best
conversation.
things on here is they got head to head on here. So I'm gonna
But
look
that's a
up the
different
head to head.
conversation. We talking about who we gonna take though. Like y'all said,
Right, that's
I
different.
understand what y'all saying though. I get what y'all saying though. I get
Right.
what y'all saying.
Yeah, because of contract and everything and the team. So you
Mhm.
I
can't
don't
have
even-
both or either or because a lot of times you don't have a choice that Westbrook and Kyrie wanted to come at the same time and it was available. So you could have said, like we was talking, that person said they wouldn't take Kyrie because he get injured so much. They don't trust him. They would rather get a replacement player or somebody and then run with their team. And we like, well, then you lowered your chances of winning.
Can I add something real quick, Jay?
Go ahead.
So this past year, you said he jumped out. I think he said he would take Patty. I think he said he would take Patty Mills. Patty Mills last year averaged 10 points, 10.8 points. Like I just said, listen, that's why Jay laughing. He averaged 11 points, about 2 assists, almost 1 steal. You're taking that over somebody that averaged. Go to Kyrie real quick.
There go Kyrie. He last year 26.9.
26. That's what we saying. You're gonna take Patty Mills, who averaged 11 points, over somebody that averaged 27 points.
Right, and gave you 6 assists.
Right.
And this is what I think. I don't think this is so much of a valid argument because this is what my argument would
You
be.
picking reliability over ability.
And you gotta also be realistic, Shaq. You don't have all these star players to choose from, bro. All these you don't have.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly my argument. I'm saying, okay, so I'll go back and look at the free agency, and instead of picking up Kyrie, who would I pick up? Right? Who else was available? Because you can give anybody else that same money you gave Kyrie.
Who was in the free agency?
So,
who was in the free agency this year that was worth the money that
these
you
are the
gave
names.
Kyle
Lowry. I give you what Kyle Lowry. That's
so Kemba Walker,
Kyle Lowry,
Malcolm,
Kemba Walker,
Terry Rozier.
No.
But
Kemba
listen, I'm just
Walker.
naming the names. I'm not saying who I would pick. I'm just naming the names.
Okay.
Right.
So Kemba, Malcolm Brogdon, who wouldn't be so bad of a pickup.
Where you getting this
Malcolm
information
Brogdon.
from too? I don't remember the people available. Plus, you got to keep in mind Kevin Durant ain't joining the Nets with no damn Kemba Walker. Like Kyrie helped bring James Harden, helped bring Kevin Durant to want to play with them too. Don't nobody want to go play with a 10-point game player. That's anywhere.
Right.
That's like me coming to play with Joe Harris. I don't want to come play and join Joe Harris like that. Like he a good player, but I ain't gonna bring that to the table.
And that's a good point because when it comes to that, I would pick Kyrie then if it means I'm gonna get Kevin Durant and James Harden. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even if I have my
but
own,
let's take that out the
Kyrie,
argument because then that ain't fair. Everybody.
The only one out of that list that might have been worth it, and you guys are probably gonna look at me weird, is Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon averaged 21 this year. That's what I said.
he stepped his game
So
up.
so Malcolm Brogdon actually had a pretty good year. So that's not bad if you considering that. But you talking about like we try like
That's
you just
damn
said,
good.
Jay. If I get an opportunity to play with Kyrie or if you had an opportunity to play with either Kyrie or Malcolm Brogdon, who you taking? I'm taking Kyrie. Dude got champion. He won a chip. You know what I mean? He has that experience. Malcolm Brogdon don't have that experience like that, man. He ain't been in no finals. He ain't been in nothing.
Right. And
He
this
only been
right
in
here
one.
is the head-to-head
He-
stats.
he
Let me
ain't
just
been
say
in no
this
finals.
head-to-head stats right here. Kyrie and Westbrook have played 16 times against each other. Kyrie has won 11 and only lost 5. They both play about 35 minutes. Kyrie averaged 34.6 minutes, Westbrook 35.8. Kyrie shoots 48% from the field, Westbrook 42%. Kyrie 42% from 3, Westbrook 33% from 3.
Dang.
Kyrie 85% from the free throw line, Westbrook 75%.
Wow.
Westbrook averaged 8 rebounds to Kyrie's 4. Kyrie averaged 7 assists to Westbrook's 9.6. I mean, he is a triple-double master.
Yep.
Kyrie puts up 23.2 points. Westbrook puts up 24.4. So he averages 1 point. So like you said, he can't stick him, but they can't stick each other. They average each other out.
I said that.
Yeah. So
they cancel each other out.
They cancel each other out.
Kyrie, and wait.
Kyrie, even though Westbrook got the assists and boards, Kyrie got 11 wins and only 5 losses.
And Kyrie, from looking at those stats, Kyrie is more efficient than Westbrook. Look at the numbers. He's way more efficient than Westbrook is. He shoots better.
But that was never really the question at hand. It was more about availability.
3 shots less a game. He takes 3 shots less per game.
But you said Kyrie can't guard Westbrook. That's what you said. I didn't say that.
Yeah, he can't.
I mean,
Westbrook can't guard Kyrie. We showing you right here. Kyrie is more efficient than Westbrook.
Yeah, but then you say, okay, that cancels each other out. But then it comes down to
I don't even think that cancels each other out.
I feel like that's Kyrie,
across the board.
I feel like that's Kyrie like Kobe. Kobe and Kyrie play alike. They know their defender. Russell Westbrook, he plays the same way against everybody. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie able to switch up his play. Westbrook can't. You know what I'm saying? I like Russell Westbrook. But
Westbrook only know how to go
one
way. He only know how to go.
He can't.
He don't know how to pace himself.
He's not more skilled. He's not more skilled than Kyrie. He's not more efficient than Kyrie. Like that. Like what Russell Westbrook is like a bruiser point guard. He's an athletic bruiser point guard. He just want to bully you down.
Kind of like LeBron, to be honest. But terrible IQ.
You got
this matchup right here. Oh my God!
Now this right here is the argument that we having about a player like Kyrie over a replacement player like Patty Mills. Now Patty Mills come off the bench, so I'm not gonna really go into the win losses, but they got 10 wins versus 4 losses for Patty Mills, but he ain't exactly the reason why, so I ain't gonna credit him with that. So Patty Mills averages 10 points a game to Kyrie's 22.6. In the matchups, Kyrie playing 34 minutes to Patty Mills 20. We see that Kyrie averages more points. He averages 1.6 steals to Patty Mills 0.4. Kyrie ain't even known for blocks, and he averaged 0.3 blocks a game. Patty Mills has 0.0 blocks. Kyrie averaged 2.5 rebounds in the matchup. Patty Mills 1.5. And Patty Mills ain't missed a free throw in the matchup, but he only took averaging half a free throw a game. So that means that he's taking 7 free throws in a matchup. And Kyrie is averaging 84%, 85% from free throw line. So, and Patty Mills is hitting 51% threes, and Kyrie is hitting 45% threes. But of course, Patty Mills is mostly going up against the bench players when he plays. Right, and Kyrie was going against the starters for San Antonio. So
but that
Also,
don't necessarily matter. It's like Kyrie kind of take more shots than Patty Mills. His role is bigger than what
it
Patty
is.
Mills is.
That's true. But would
also,
you? So if you gave Patty Mills the 34 minutes a game, do you think he would put up the numbers that Kyrie puts up?
Heck no.
No.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say,
Y'all whole argument,
if
y'all win with
you
that.
thought he was going to do that.
Right.
Right.
So, Patty Mills is a good player. I'm not trying to hate on Patty Mills. I would like him on my team, but I would not take him over a star if I had a chance to land that star.
Yeah,
he's
a good bench player. He give you a solid 11 points.
Right.
Couple of assists here and there. He's a good come off the bench, give us a spark kind of guy. That's what you need.
Right.
But as far as taking him over Kyrie, that's a no. I would never do that. We just said right here. We just looked at his stats right here. We all and before we even said that, I said in the beginning, I'm not taking no guy that scores 10 points and 2 assists over somebody that gives me 25 and 6 assists and way more than that. That's just not. That's just like that. You gotta look at it too. We are trying to win at the end of the day. You can't win with that.
And it's players like Kyrie to get you to the playoffs.
Right.
This is no disrespect to Kemba Walker, but it's like when they try to replace Kemba Walker for Kyrie in Boston at a cheap price, and it ain't work out.
Right. And that's because he was hurt too, but he ain't as good as Kyrie either. Kemba Walker is good though. I will give Kemba his credit.
That wasn't. I would say neither one of those point guards really worked for Boston's system.
Right.
The point guard that worked for Boston
kept Terry.
That's what I was just about to say. He worked. He was the point guard for that system. See, Kyrie came in and wanted to be the guy like LeBron. Yeah, but you can't be the guy because it's a system that everybody shines, really. You know what I mean? That everybody
at the time it was everybody was the ball movement. Everybody had to touch the rock like Golden State, kind of.
It's also system too, though, man. It's a different system everywhere you go. Like you're not finna go to San Antonio and think you finna just be, ball dominant and do it. Pop got a system for that, man. He always had a system. It's about fit. Where you fit in that. Obviously, Kyrie ain't fit with that system. It was more of a Terry Rozier type of thing for him. But obviously, they did what they did. They traded away who they traded away. And this is what they got. Who did they get in Boston? I know they was talking about getting Bill, but that didn't happen. That's not.
We got what's his name? What did we get?
Talking about back then or now?
No, we talking about now.
Okay, I'm gonna see
that right now. Let's see.
I know they was talking about getting Bradley Beal too, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nah, they got Chris Dunn. Jabari Parker is still there. I didn't know that, and I hate that he got injured. But it's still diminished though with his injury.
Man, Jabari Parker was nice when he was in high school and college.
He came out of Simeon, right?
We got Dennis Schroeder.
That's who they got, Schroeder.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, we'll see about that because he came off a horrible season last year.
Man, he went to Boston was even worse because Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown ain't gonna let him take all them shots.
Hell no.
And he also got. He's not an offensive player, but Marcus Smart not gonna let that shit happen either. Marcus Smart gonna get his touches, man.
I got somebody want to join Furry Gamers. Let's see what this is about. Furry Gamers, what's up? He was about to start saying some craziness. I can already.
You got rid of him that quick, Jay?
Yeah, I did. He's still down there at the bottom, but I don't like. He spelled gamers G-A-Y, MERS. And that voice, I ain't never seen or heard of him. I don't need nobody flashing or doing nothing inappropriate.
Yeah, he's a troll.
Look,
look what he said in the private chat. Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Anyway.
Oh my God. Yeah, he a troll. Yeah, you might have to
Yeah.
block him.
He got
I wasn't even
trolliosis.
paying him no attention.
I just banned him anyway. All right. So next topic, and this will probably be our last one for the night, is Ben Simmons. So now Ben Simmons is talking about he wants to be out of Philadelphia, and he basically soft. Nobody can take criticism no more. We know somebody that that ain't able to hack sometimes some criticism. So anyway, what do you all think about? I'm hearing the echo too. If you got
Me too.
turn it down. I think that might be you, Pharaoh. Let me see. Yeah, because when I mute you, it went away. So Pharaoh, yeah, just turn your YouTube down and just watch on this Discord. Anyway, so what do y'all think about Ben Simmons, Detroit? I'm gonna let you kick it off. What's up with Ben Simmons? What do y'all got to do? They waited so long asking for this high ass asking price. Now he said he not reporting to camp and he wants out. So now they damn sure ain't about to get nothing that they wanted for him. Now what's gonna happen?
I was telling Paperboy that in Discord, I was like, yo, they was asking for 2 players. It probably was 3 players, but for I know they asked for 2 players and 3 first-round draft picks. They might not even get no. They ain't getting no players. If they get a player, it's gonna be a bomb, and then they're gonna probably get nothing but draft picks because now Golden State or whoever got the leverage of saying, "Shoot," especially Golden State, they can be like, "We really ain't desperate to get him. We got a team."
Yeah, they should have took that trade when they had the best options, like you say. Now that they desperate and have no leverage, and it says 9 hours ago he told the Sixers front office he no longer wants to be with the team and he doesn't intend to report to training camp. And they began shopping Simmons for an all-star caliber player after the tumultuous end to the postseason run. Now the former number 1 overall pick is fired back and is threatened not to return to Philly. And they said the league interest in Simmons remains robust, but teams have been hesitant to surrender the type of compensation Sixers are hoping for. And as the regular season gets closer, it looks like everybody else got more leverage on him. Ben Simmons is 25. He's 6'11" point guard. He got all the skills to be the best player in the league. I'm saying this now. He got all the skills to be the best player in the league, except for free throw and the jump shot and the 3. If he works on that, he could be the best player in the league. Is he going to work on it? Should they try to keep him? Should they get rid of him? What's up? Pharaoh, you kick it off, and then I'm going to go to Detroit and work the way up to Shaq and, Keith. What's up? What you doing with Ben Simmons? What's his value?
I say his value is low. Like, the hype is already overblown. Like, if he would have tried on his jump shot, it's probably more of a confidence thing, but I don't think it's no hope for it. Even Markelle Fultz, everybody with a bad jump shot, Sean Marion, everybody else worked through it, but I don't know. I mean, he can still play, but don't rely on him to shoot a jump shot.
Yeah, Markelle Fultz seemed to be working on it better than Ben Simmons even. And now look at this dude, man.
And Philly made it worse, though. They made it worse for him.
You think so? You think that Doc Rivers and them made it worse on him?
Nah, like the after effect, like the thing that happened a couple of months ago with everybody just trashing him. That shot his confidence probably even lower. Like, nah.
Coach Doc wasn't even backing him up, man.
Word. They all threw him under the bus in their press conference.
Hey, man, that just, well, no more.
Go ahead, say what you was going to say. We're still coming down the road. What was you going to say?
No, I just say that's just made me think that, man, if he ends up on a new team, watch out for Ben Simmons. I think he's going to come out with a lot of confidence. He's going to come out with a lot of confidence and he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. So I ain't got nothing really to say about him. I would just say that watch out for him because when he's on a team, he's going to try to prove a lot of people wrong. I think he can. He's a good enough player to do so.
Okay. Detroit, what you want to add with Ben Simmons?
I think me personally, if I was Ben Simmons, the free throws, I done seen him last year. His free throw shooting wasn't that good,
No.
but the other following seasons they wasn't bad.
Here's
This
his free
season,
throw percentage. Rookie year, 56%. Then next year, 60%, 62.1, and then this year, 61.3. So his best career ever was the year before last, and that was just 62%. He was 61% this year. Like he ain't never been a free. If he got
right?
to an 80% free throw shooter, he would be a 20-point per game scorer.
Even
Easy.
a 75%
Even a
or
70,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I gotta be a mental thing, man. It gotta be.
It's better to start off to somewhere and then, but Ben Simmons got to go somewhere that they plays a system. And you know, I ain't trying to sound like no broken record, but Golden State play a system that'd be good for Ben Simmons.
Could they play with him and Draymond, or they need to get rid of Draymond to have Ben
They,
Simmons?
to be honest with you, they can play with him, and they can play with him and Draymond. Clay is not coming back until December, so now you know what I mean. If you keep Wiggins, you have Wiggins as the two, and then you got either Ben that small forward.
See, that's another thing we talked about in that convo. Are you trading Wiggins to get Ben Simmons? Who you giving up from Golden State? I wouldn't give up Wiggins for Ben
Me
Simmons
neither.
right
Me neither.
now.
I
You
would just
gonna
give
give
up
up
one
Wiseman?
player. I would give up Wiseman one. I would give up one player, and I would give up future draft
See,
round,
if
first round
I'm Golden
picks.
State, well, never mind.
Well, you
Why
better
would you
be
give up?
next.
Why
I
would you?
would only give up Draymond Green and a couple draft picks
They
because
ain't
Ben
gonna take
Simmons
Green.
right.
Nah,
You
I
ain't.
give him a second round pick and maybe Draymond Green, bro. That's a championship player, regardless,
They
and
But
ain't gonna
he is
defensive
a
take him.
player. Like
championship player.
Ben
He would
Simmons,
be a good
yup.
fit with Embiid though,
Ben
but
Simmons is shooting 61% from the free
Can
throw
I say
line
one
for the
more thing
past.
before Shaq go? The only
That's
reason they not
crazy
gonna
for a
take
guard.
the only reason they not gonna take Draymond because he's a clutch. He will clutch sports. Clutch sports said they want. Rich Porter said he don't want none of his players going to Philly now
damn.
because
See, I don't know about all that.
look that
I'd
up.
rather
Without,
keep
well,
Look it up.
Draymond than
I'm
Ben
not saying
Simmons to
that's the
keep it
Okay.
case.
real with
I'm
you.
just saying pure basketball talk without that type of information. I would
Yeah.
give up 2 first-round picks and Draymond. I wouldn't give up
That's
Wiseman. I
crazy.
wouldn't give up Wiggins. They're not gonna take a second rounder for Ben Simmons.
See,
Hey, then don't do the
if what
deal.
if what I'm doing, if
He
I'm
Facts. I
ain't
going,
agree
worth
with
it.
that.
hold on.
Go ahead, Shaq.
I'm saying if I want Ben Simmons and I'm Golden State, I'm calling a third team. That's what I'm doing because I don't want to give up anybody that I really want. So I'm saying, okay, what do you want that they don't want from us?
They don't
And
have the
then we'll give it
leverage
to
anyway.
y'all, and then you trade for them.
They don't have
You know what I
leverage,
mean?
bro.
Right.
They
You
don't.
Right.
gotta give up
It's
them
Golden
first
State can
round
rob
picks
them.
or else.
Golden State can rob them.
Yeah.
And
Philly
he
don't have
almost on
leverage.
his decline, really, because Ben Simmons' rookie year, 15.8 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Next year, 16.9 points, 7.7 assists, 8.8 rebounds. The next year, 16.4. So he going down from the 16.9. He went to
Then
16.4,
he's
8
not worth it.
assists, 7.8
He's
rebounds.
he's not
This
worth it.
year,
He's doing Russell Westbrook numbers then.
Hold up.
he
Hold up. Hold
Worse
on.
than
Let me kind of
Westbrook.
make the
You know
case
what
for.
I'm
Can I
This
make the
saying?
year, he
case?
only put up 14 points. He averaged 6.9 assists. That's his lowest in his career. 7.2 rebounds, the lowest in his career. So he put up the lowest points per game, the lowest assists, and the lowest rebounds of his career. And took the fewest shots. He only took 10 shots. Rookie year, he took 12. Second year, 12. Last year, 11. This year, 10. And he played the lowest minutes 33, 34, 35, 32.
Then y'all definitely
I
not
don't.
getting
I
no
wouldn't
two first
count the
round picks
following. I
for him.
wouldn't count the bubble year because he got hurt in the bubble, and they stopped. They suspended the season, so that's gonna mess up the stats.
Okay.
So he probably would have averaged 20 points if he would have never got hurt if that bubble year.
He played
But
57 games and he played 58 this year.
Detroit, you might be right because if he gets in the right system, because he's not bad, but
Exactly.
if he gets in the right system, he'd be perfect.
They don't run
Well,
the
that's
system.
another question then. What's the right system? Stephen A. say he should go to the Mavericks.
Where he ain't got to shoot a jump shot.
I'm telling you, all he got to do with Golden State ball movement. Clay and Curry don't need the ball in their hand. All he need to do is set screens, have the ball in his hand. He probably can be like I don't want to call him Magic, but he could be like what the Magic Johnson role. He can average 15, 10 assists, and he gonna easily get 7 rebounds because he's tall.
Right.
And play defense.
Let me ask you this, Key. Domio says Simmons is still an all-star. Wiggins will never be that. I think Simmons only an all-star because he in the East. If he was in the West with all that point guard competition, he would never be an all-star, just like Wiggins. Just like Mike Conley. If Mike Conley played in the East, he would have been a multi-time all-star. I mean, Kyle Lowry was, and Kyle Lowry ain't never been better than Mike Conley. So what do you think? You think Wiggins is like not even close to all-star level? Or do you think if Wiggins was in the East, he would be an all-star?
It's not even. I don't even see when people talk about all-star, bro. I don't even look at that no more, man. That's voted on by the fans and all that stuff. That's voted on, bro. I'm talking about somebody that's going to be able to fit in my system. I'm not trading. Wiggins fits really good with Golden State right now. He gives you scoring. He can shoot the ball. He could play a little bit of defense. That's all they need him to do. If Ben Simmons cannot, he's not scoring efficiently. He's not scoring efficiently as Wiggins. He can run the system as well as run the point or whatever, play better defense. But as far as scoring, like I'm taking Wiggins, man. And he's a good role player. If you want to talk about all-star and all that other stuff, Ben Simmons would look to be the first or second option on that team, man. And that's not what Golden State needs.
Are we going realistic destinations? Because I know a system that he'll feel really good in.
Yeah, what is it?
Milwaukee.
You think so, huh? Who would they give up, and how would he fit in with them? I don't
see. They can add another jump shooter.
That's what I said. That's why I said realistic.
That's horrible.
But that's why I said
unrealistic. Let's just say let's not even worry about cap situation. Like I think Drew Holiday is a perfect fit for them. He can shoot a three
and play
defense. And he's a great point guard for their system.
Right.
They would be downgrading getting big ass Ben Simmons that can't shoot, can't hit a free throw. And he gonna be clogging the lane that's where Giannis, that's his property.
Man, I'll tell you what's gonna happen, man.
That's why I think. Go ahead.
So they pick him up and they trade a shooter from that team. You know what people gonna do when they play Milwaukee, man? They're gonna sit right back. They're gonna be like, you know what? We ain't even playing the perimeter, bro. Just sit back and just sit back and make him shoot.
And then Giannis always like to have the ball in his hand most of the time too, so that ain't gonna be good. And then I know that's not good, man.
Yeah, because Milwaukee can't play off the ball either.
Hey, Jay, can I say one thing, Jay? You said Stephen A. Smith said he should go to Dallas. That's one thing ESPN doing. They paying him too much money to know nothing about basketball. And you look at Dallas play though, right, Jay? Who got the ball in hand majority of the time? Luka.
And Ben can't play off the ball. Yeah, that's a bad fit too. That's a
the only way that works, and it's not going to work, is if you put Ben Simmons at his natural spot, which would be the power forward. And he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Listen, man, this dude has been too used to and too comfortable with running the ball in his hand his whole career. He's not about to sit there and say, you know what, I'm about to just go down to the post, man. Forget it.
Right.
He's been playing the point his whole career.
How about Washington?
But he's a true point guard in the sense. Yeah. He's a point forward, but he just can't shoot.
Right. Then with Dinwiddie, they just got Dinwiddie or whatever too.
And that's a good pickup. Dinwiddie is really good
because he can shoot.
Right.
I didn't think of that.
That's why Golden State is actually his best place, because Steph Curry and Clay play excellent off the ball. They don't need the ball in their hand.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Draymond Green already does for that team what Ben Simmons does, being the big point guard, basically.
Draymond is the defensive anchor for that team, man.
But Draymond can't. He brings the ball up, but he can't bring the ball up like Simmons can. Simmons can dribble, and he can when they come off screens. He's a better driver than Draymond Green in the cup. He can't make no 3-pointer, but he can create his better shot.
Yeah, Draymond is a half court player, whereas Ben Simmons can play both half and full court.
And
I think if Simmons puts on some more muscle, get in the gym, he can be like a baby LeBron without the jump shot.
He a baby LeBron now, but if he put on some muscle, he could be like no player in history because he could legitimately play all 5 spots. But he got to learn how to shoot and hit free throws, at least free throws.
He not no baby LeBron, man. He can't play. He can't play. You can't put him. He not no damn baby. He not even close.
Well, he a baby LeBron because he ain't matured yet in his game.
Not even a LeBron. He not even close to LeBron. At least LeBron can play in the post. He can put you in the post and make a double come his way.
So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
Simmons in the post. They gonna be like, bro.
He need to be in the post.
Hey, let me ask
one thing. I got this pulled up for a minute. I just want to show this. That is a good point, Key. This is Wiggins' stats. So Wiggins then put up his rookie year 17 points. Then he put up 20, 23, 17, 18, 21. Then 22 with Minnesota. Went to the Golden State and put up 19, 18. And he shot for his career 34% from 3. And he shoot 73% from free throws. So he's a much better offensive player than Wiggins.
It's like the old Vince Carter, how Vince Carter used to play before he shot the 3-ball.
Right. Okay.
That's why I agree. Like if you're talking about system, I take Andrew Wiggins. But if I'm starting a team right now, Andrew Wiggins and Ben Simmons hands down.
Right. But
look at this right here. Dwight Howard is 6'10", 265. Ben Simmons is bigger than Dwight Howard.
Yeah, it's tall.
Yeah, like he's 6'11", 240. So he an inch taller and 20 pounds.
Is that his real height though? Or they just
Yo, that's crazy. For real.
Yeah, so this dude could be a center. Like he could be like no other player in the history of the NBA. Legitimately could play all 5 spots good.
But yeah, he's like you said earlier, Jay. He's like Magic Johnson.
Yeah, but Magic just did it for that one series.
No, but
Magic is a way different player than Ben Simmons, man.
Throws better,
bro. That's what I'm saying, man. All these LeBron and all this, like LeBron was even a better shooter than Ben Simmons, man. Like it's no comparison to that, bro. I don't see it.
Ben Simmons' 3-point percentage is some of the worst in history. Look. His first year that he played, he shot 0%. His second year he played 0% from 3. How you shoot at 0%? Right. How you shoot 0%?
Because he don't attempt it.
Right. He did though. He did take some attempts. It's a point one. He took some attempts, not a lot. His third year, last year, he shot 28%, and this year he shot 30%. He a career 14% from 3. 14%. And you got the ball in your hand.
Contract talks.
And he got a big contract. So his rookie year, he took 11 threes, missed them all. Okay. And they talking about an all-star player. The next year, he took 6 threes, missed them all. How you taking 6 threes in 79 games, 81 games?
That's the confidence thing, man.
Right. Like, how you not working on your game? This is crazy. But like Mike said, they getting so much money before they even had to work on their game. They didn't even have to earn it.
And that's the problem. That's why Philly is what they are now.
This year, I said he shot 30%. Because he took 10 threes all year and hit 3 of them. 10 threes in 58 games. You took 10 freaking threes as the point guard in today's NBA. Like he needs to be playing in the 80s when they didn't take threes.
They're 90s too.
The 90s, they was taking more threes. And I mean, like early.
But he could survive in the 90s though because his height, and he had to take as many threes.
Yeah, he could have survived better. And then he goes and does worse in the playoffs. So his rookie year in the playoffs, he averaged 18 points a game against Miami and 10 boards. That's probably the best he ever did, and 9 assists. That's his best series of basketball in history. And that was in 18 in the first round. The next year, they lost to Boston. Not the next year. The next round, they lost to Boston. He put up 14 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Then in 2019 against Brooklyn, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. That's against D'Angelo Russell and them.
And D'Angelo Russell kind of nice too, though.
He is. But
he's in a bad spot. Who the hell want to play in Minnesota? What the hell is Minnesota like?
Yeah, I know he heard that he had got taken out of Brooklyn after he helped them, win and rebuild that culture. But him and Towns should be doing better than they do. But the West is very competitive, though.
They just playing for contracts. Like,
you know what thing about that?
Against Toronto, this dude put up 11.7 assists.
Like that, bro. That's damn near what we was talking about, man. The dude only giving me 10 points, 2
right. And this right here is embarrassing because he's 6'11", 240, and he was playing against Trey Young, who's like 6 foot.
Right.
And he put up 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists against Trey Young. He should have been banging his little ass.
He get most of the blame, but Doc Rivers' coaching was horrible too.
Yeah.
He the point guard, the ball in his hand though.
But they was trying to get Embiid in the paint. So I mean, and it's both their fault, but the coaching was horrible, man.
Oh, they would have done that. I don't think Trey Young was guarding him though.
No, the matchup was probably switched, but there were situations where Trey Young got switched on to Ben Simmons, and he did not take advantage of it. There was one player they keep showing. He had a clear, wide open dunk on him, and he passes it up. Like, what are you doing? Dunk that. Why are you passing the ball? You got the dunk right. You wipe out a rim and you got dunking that.
The problem is, I agree with you, but the problem is Doc Rivers' offense. He's offensively, he's still playing like he coaching in Boston. There's no ball movement. It's just okay. Play 1-on-1 or get the ball in the paint to Embiid. That's not gonna beat nobody, man. Move the ball.
No,
you gotta move the ball like you say.
Doc Rivers plays spot. Doc Rivers is more of a. This is the reason why it didn't work out when he was with the Clippers.
This Doc Rivers record on the screen as a coach.
He was trying to play Paul George as a spot up shooter. That's not Paul George's role. He don't play like that. You using players that are not used to just playing. Okay, I'm gonna just go spot. Paul George even said that. He like, bro, I'm not no spot up player.
Paul George
he like a point forward, really.
But Paul George got to stop because him and Kawhi had got the majority of the shots. I mean, I agree with you, but they was playing ISO ball. That's why they didn't beat them. They wasn't moving the ball.
No, not all the time, though, Detroit, because there was times where Paul George was coming off the screen. He was coming off the pin down screens and shooting and doing a catch and shoot. So it's he was doing ISO, but he was more so on the situation where he was.
Paul George was doing that in Indiana, though. He was coming off screens in Indiana.
No, all the time, though. He was more isolation in that Indiana.
But I'm saying though, that's why isolation basketball can be beaten if you got a smart defensive team.
Of course. But I'm just saying, when Doc Rivers was coaching the Clippers, you seen Paul George getting his shots more off of pin down screens than you did off of isolation situations. Just saying. You go back and look at the film.
That's true, but when Kawhi had the ball in his hand, all he do is look at Kawhi. He don't move. It's been proven in this playoff. Before Kawhi got hurt, what Paul George do? When Kawhi got the ball, he don't move. He just look at Kawhi do his move, and that's it. But when he left, Kawhi got hurt. Guess what happened? Paul George was moving out the basketball.
Paul George was getting 30 a night when Kawhi got hurt. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah, man. Doc Rivers, his coaching, he coaches like a 90s player still.
Exactly.
Yeah, and really, he only had a couple good really good years as a coach. Not that I'm trying to diss him. He's a good coach, but I mean, what he been a 50%, coach most of his life until what he went from 24 wins with Boston. Then they got KG and all them, and went to 66 and won the championship. 62. Then he was 50, 56. Then they was done. They had a 4-year run, 1, 2, 3, 4-year run. Then that was it. Then he won with the Clippers. He won 50 games 4 years in a row. And then that was it. I mean, he got a 58% winning percentage. And in the playoffs, he really falls apart. He 51%. So he win half his games in the playoffs.
Hey, Jay, don't forget what he did with that Orlando team when they had Tracy McGrady. Didn't do nothing.
They was injured though so much.
Yeah, they were injured.
Grant Hill never even played damn near.
But they went to the playoff though, and they was up 3-1 against the Pistons and lost.
They did. I forgot about that one right there. Damn. And see, you in Detroit, so you remember that.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that one though. Yeah, they did lose 3-1.
Because that was 2001.
It might have been 02, 03 because this is the only year they got 3 wins in the playoffs. Okay. I'm gonna look and see what he did with Orlando. Let's see.
Dang, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, they lost in the first round to the Pistons 3-4. Series stats. Let me see who they had on the team though. Also.
Oh, they might have. Oh, that was the team that went on to beat the Lakers the following year.
That team didn't have Rasheed Wallace though.
Oh, they should have did.
And I don't think that team had Rip. I don't think that team had Rip Hamilton either.
They did have Rip.
They had Rip. They got Phillips, Rip.
Playing with Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had Michael Cooper, Tayshaun Prince. They just didn't have Rasheed.
Prince. Yeah, they didn't have Rasheed.
Right.
And they bench wasn't. They didn't have a metal core.
They bench is whack. Oh, they had Tayshaun Prince though, but Tayshaun Prince was 22. He wasn't even a starter.
Yeah, Chucky Atkins wasn't nothing. No, he wasn't. Right. He wasn't anything at all.
Ben Wallace averaged 11 points and 17.9 rebounds in that series. Damn.
So Chucky Atkins was on that team. That means if he was on that team,
Chauncey Billups wasn't on that team. Chauncey Billups right here. He was their leading scorer, 22 points. It was Billups, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, Cliff Robinson. His old ass was still dead, 36. Yeah. Cliff Robinson dead?
Yeah, he died.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. He died last year, August 29th. Damn near yesterday.
Yeah.
2 days ago was his anniversary of dying because today is what, the 31st?
The 31st, yep.
Dang. Rest in peace. He was only 53 years old. When I remember I first started looking at the NBA, he was the youngest player in the league. It was his rookie year in 1989-90, I believe.
Yeah, Chucky Atkins got traded the year after because I know Chucky Atkins was on the Lakers in 05. So he probably got traded the year after that or the year after that one. But yeah.
Chucky Atkins wasn't on that Pistons championship team.
No. He got. I think he was traded. to the Lakers by then.
Where did Cliff Robinson die from, man?
I thought he died of maybe cancer or something like that.
What? He made $61.5 million. What did he? Dang, man, I don't remember hearing this. They don't say what he died from right here. Damn, that's messed up, man. He was only 50.
Didn't he play for the Clippers or the Hornets or somebody?
Clippers. I'm not Clippers or Blazers.
Blazers, yeah. Blazers and the Nets was his best years. He played with Phoenix, Detroit. The Nets, he was old. Never mind. He went to the All-Star game with the Clippers. I mean, with the Blazers, though.
He was drafted to the Blazers.
Yeah, and he was in the second round.
Yeah.
And he ended up being a 20-point per game scorer. That's why I think I was saying when we was talking about football earlier, you never know where somebody may be drafted. He was a second-round pick, if I remember right, and ended up, playing 18 years, even making an all-star team. Second round, 9th pick. in the 89 draft, second round. And he played 18 years and shit, put up 20 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in his career. You know, 6th man of the year, one-time All-Star. Damn, that's messed up. Let me see who was on this Magic team. No, that lost to the Pistons. They had T-Mac. Let's see. Damn, T-Mac averaged 31. They had Drew Gooden. That was it. They ain't had nobody. Daryl Armstrong. They had T-Mac averaged 31 points. Then the next person was 14 and 12 with Drew Gooden.
They had an old Sean Kemp.
Sean Klump. That's one of the Klumps from Nutty Professor.
That dude only had 3 points. Damn.
Man, they had Drew Gooden on that team?
Yeah,
that was before he started getting traded.
Yeah, Drew Gooden. I think Drew Gooden played with LeBron. Yeah, the Cavs. Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah, he did.
Long sheet.
Yeah, I know. He got traded so many times. He started off with Memphis, then got traded to Orlando. Yeah. And
But
then he got traded to the Cavs.
Not really. Hurt, though. He was never hurt.
Let's see. He played 69, 51, 70. Damn, he got traded 3 times in 1 year. From Chicago, Sacramento, and San Antonio in 1 year.
Was he on that Wizards team with Michael Jordan and them? And Rip Hamilton and all them?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Right? Yeah,
he ain't on the Wizards at all. He never played for the. Oh, he did play for the Wizards, but that was 13, 14. That's the last 3 years of his career.
Yeah, he went to.
Drew Gooden was a good player though. He got traded too many times, man. Because he would put up a 10. He would have put up a double-double if he would have stayed at the same spot as a career player. I mean, he was damn near doing it at first. But then he got traded. He was putting up 14 and 9 with Cleveland with LeBron. Then he went to 10 and 8, 11 and 8, 12 and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just traded him.
That 05 Cleveland team also had I don't know if y'all remember Larry Hughes was on that team.
Larry Hughes was raw, man.
Yep.
He went to the All-Star with Washington.
Larry Hughes.
Yeah, Larry Hughes was man.
Yeah, Larry Hughes could score too, man. That was
play defense.
Yeah, that was LeBron's second leading scorer when he was with Cleveland.
He didn't
go to All-Star. I think he just averaged 20 points or something, man.
He got drafted by Philly, I think.
Yeah, he did get drafted by Philly out of high school.
Yeah, Larry Hughes was good, man.
He was the 8th pick in the draft. Yeah, Larry Hughes was good.
Larry Hughes was a fool.
They should have kept him in Philly. Philly got bad management with players. They trade too many people too fast. Drew Holiday, you know what I'm saying? Larry Hughes, man, we can go down the league almost as bad as the Bulls. They got rid of Iguodala. Although Iggy did play there long enough, but they still got rid of him. They got rid of too many people too fast, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Jerry Stackhouse played there too, didn't he?
Man, but him and AI couldn't get along. But that would have been a dope backcourt if they could have got along, man.
Hey, you know who y'all messed up on too? With Chicago, Elton Brand, man.
I know.
Elton Brand for real.
And what's so stupid with that move is that we traded him for the 2nd pick in the draft, who was Tyson Chandler. And then we got rid of him too soon. But we shouldn't have picked up Tyson Chandler if we was going to pick up Eddie Curry anyway. Why are you picking up 2 7-foot centers out of high school in the same draft? Well, how was that going to work? And neither one could shoot. It wasn't like one was a stretch 4 like Dirk, and you could make them play at the same time. That was a bad move. You could have kept Elton Brand. We had the pick to get Eddie Curry anyway. So we would have had Curry as the center. Elton Brand was putting up 20 and 10. He could have been the power forward. We had Ron Artest, they drafted, and Jamal Crawford.
Ooh, you had Jamal Crawford when he was. Y'all had Jamal Crawford when he was young too. I think.
Yeah, we had Jalen Rose as the point guard.
Yeah,
I forgot all about that.
That's when I used to go to the Bulls games. Was during that time. I got pictures and stuff when all them players was on the team. But Elton Brand was already gone. And Jalen Rose was supposed to make the All-Star team with the Bulls. He was averaging like 20 points a game with the Bulls.
Right.
And we traded him too fast. Look, he got traded from Indiana to the Bulls when he was 29 years old. He played 30 games with the Bulls. When he was with Indiana averaging 18.5 points. He came to the Bulls putting up 23.8. He's down there putting up 24. The next year at 30 years old, he was putting up 22.1 points with the Bulls, 40 minutes a game, played 82 games, played every game.
His best year after that was when he averaged 18 and a half points.
Yeah, because we traded him the very next year. He was playing 16 games with the Bulls. He averaged 13 points in them 16 games. So we traded him to Toronto, and he started averaging 16 points in Toronto. The very next year in Toronto, he was back at 18. Like, they was trying to experiment too much with the Bulls that next year, giving all the tick to Crawford and other players. So he went from 40 minutes a game the first 2 years with the Bulls, 40 minutes a game, and then they dropped him to 33 minutes a game. And Jalen Rose was a good mentor to them, man. If we go back to this year in 02-03, we had Lonnie Baxter was good too, but I could see he was 6'8". They had him at a center. He was really a power forward. But Tyson Chandler, Jamal Crawford, Eddie Curry, Marcus Fizer was a baller too, man. He was a lottery pick. Danielle Marshall,
Roger Robinson.
I remember that.
Eddie Robinson, Jalen. We had Jay Williams. That's why. Because we picked up Jay Williams, so they traded him. And then Jay Williams got injured in the motorcycle accident and never played again. He only played 1 year in the NBA. He played 1 year, and he was the second pick in the draft. The second overall pick. Jay Williams, man, when we got Jay Williams, I was geeked. Like, yeah, we got Jay Williams. We about to be balling. He came in his his first year, averaged 9.5 points, 5 assists. He started 50 out of 75 games. The next year, he was injured on that motorcycle accident and out of the NBA. Damn. The second overall pick in the NBA played 1 year.
Damn.
That was a herder right there, man. A herder.
Yeah.
Well, man, we about to wrap it up, man. It was a great show, man. Everybody, good points. Good chopping it up, man. We can talk a little more backstage. I want to thank everybody for watching and sticking with us, Sports Talk. I know I've been coming on a little later than usual lately, and that's because we've been reviewing NFL Hard Knocks. So it comes on at 10 o'clock at night, and it's over with at 11. So I'm coming on after that. That's why I've been coming on later. But once it's over, we'll be coming back on at around 8 o'clock or so, or 9 o'clock. So a little sooner. But I appreciate it, man. Pharaoh, it's all good. You had to bounce. Appreciate you for coming on up. And, we'll chop it up. And I appreciate everybody for watching. And, I'm going to put in the community, what should Philly do? In the community tab, should they try to keep Ben Simmons or try to get rid of him for whatever? So, Key, what you want to say before we get up out of here?
First of all, I appreciate you, Jay, for having me on the show. Great show tonight. Good basketball talk, good football talk. Like I said, man, I'm still sticking to my claim. It's just at the point now where they got it. It is what it is, man. They're not gonna get nothing for him. He already said he done, man. He out of there. He don't want to be there no more, and they're not gonna get nothing for him. So it is what it is, man. Yeah. Great show. Appreciate you for having me on, brother.
No problem. Detroit.
I appreciate you having me, man. Appreciate it. And Ben Simmons need to go to Golden State, man. His numbers don't go up because he ain't gonna have to do more. He's just gonna have to play that system and play his role, man. Because he don't have it. I don't even know what his jump shot look like, and that's sad. Yeah. I don't even know what's his form.
he only took 10 of them. So I mean,
they got some videos of him working out on Instagram, but you can't go by that no more.
Right.
I know, but I appreciate you having me on, man.
No problem, man. Anytime. Appreciate you coming through. Shaq, what's up, man? You got the last word, man. What you want to say before we get up out of here?
I appreciate you for motivating me to stay on longer. You know what I mean? But no, it was cool though. We had a good night. Anybody in the chat who watch college football, watch it, man. Who don't watch college football, watch it. It's week 1 this week, man. I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna relax, I'm gonna watch some really good college football games. And also
what team should, if they thinking about watching it, what team should they look out for besides Alabama?
Well, it's if you haven't watched college football, I would just watch any game I could find because it's just so good. But it's 5 AP top 25 games in week 1 for the first time ever, where top 25 teams play. You got Alabama, who's number 1 in the country. They play Miami, who's 14 in the country.
I'm looking for that. They got De'Aaron King on Miami. I'm looking forward to seeing him go out.
Absolutely. You got Saturday Night Football on ABC. So it's a local channel, so anybody can watch it. It's the game of the week. It's number 3 Clemson and number 5 Georgia. That everybody want to see that game. That's the game of the week. And then Sunday night, you got a lone game on ABC, which is Notre Dame at Florida State. That's gonna be a good one.
That should be a goodie.
Yes, it will be. And then the nightcap on Labor Day night on Monday, you get Ole Miss and Louisville. So it's games all week long. It's all weekend long, starting on Thursday with Ohio State and Minnesota. So it's games all weekend.
Ohio State, Minnesota come on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, yeah.
Okay. All right, no problem. There you go.
Upset City right there. Because Ohio State should win, but we don't know. We've never seen their quarterback, so we never know.
Ohio State definitely is going undefeated. They're a playoff lock to me.
I don't know about that, bro.
About college football, I ain't been watching it. But one thing that I'm gonna say before I get out of here is, if you all don't invest in the stock market and you say it's boring or you don't know about it, but you're a sports fan, you need to start investing in card collecting. It's no longer just a little hobby or something for kids. It's people making millions and thousands, anywhere from thousands to millions, buying and collecting cards. So don't just gamble on the games with DraftKings. Start buying these cards. You can gamble on maybe getting a card before that player becomes a star. And hell, now you got a, potential investment that's also fun because you know about sports. So like Shaq, watch college football. Maybe when these guys come into the NFL, he goes and picks up a couple of these players. 5 years from now or less, some of these cards, like Luka Doncic, got cards worth over 100,000 right now. He only been in the league 3 years. Some cards worth 1,000. Like I was showing Shaq earlier on Discord, it's a couple Mac Jones cards worth over $1,000 right now. He ain't even played a snap. So get into it, make that money, have fun collecting them cards. You got something to leave to your kids. You got something that you can buy low and sell high and flip it and have fun. And hey, can't go wrong. I mean, I got my Justin Fields, a couple of them rookie cards. He may do good with the Bears. Shit, it's a win-win for both of us. It make you really root for these players. So these new rookies coming out in the NBA, Cade Cunningham and all of them, get them rookie cards. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Never know. So check it out. eBay. eBay is one place you can go to start checking it out. It's actually the #1 site overall to find cards. There's other sites that's good, but that's a good start. And if you go on Discord, I got a tab where we talk a little bit more in depth about it. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining. Thank everybody for watching. If you ain't joined and became a member yet, you need to join and become a member. We watch movies. We talk about all kind of different topics, and it's like a real brotherhood in there, you know. So definitely come on through. Make sure you join in the proper level to be a part of the Discord community. You get a chance to come on the show before anybody else. Get a chance to see the videos first, and you also get a chance to share videos with each other and learn some new stuff too. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all for coming on the show. Appreciate everybody for watching. And you know, everybody be safe out there. And before I go, I'm gonna play a video right quick. And you know, I'll see y'all later. And everybody be safe and you know, have a great day.
Are you not entertained?
Hope y'all was entertained. Deuces. Got that mask.
Your mask, man.
All right. Everybody be safe. Peace.